Hold on just a second, guys. And I also want to share one other thing. All right. So, Heather, can you unmute? Can you tell me if you can see our screen? Can you see my screen, Heather? Or Brock?
We can see it.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much. All right. So if everybody could mute, I am going to bring up the PowerPoints. First of all, the Power Bowls, how to make a Power Bowl. And guys, from those that are doing this, this has been amazing. I know they've gotten a lot of awesome response. So get out your pens, piece of paper, and let's make a Power Bowl.
Hey guys, I'm here to show you how to make the Power Bowl. So a couple of keys. We have a recipe inside of our recipe book that actually gives the recipe, but also gives you exactly how it's supposed to look, so we have consistency on that. So we'll give you guys the picture of what it's supposed to look like. A couple of keys. Number one, for consistency, so that we're all making them the same, we actually have taken a cup where we want the water to be measured to, because you're going to use 6 ounces of water and more ice. So a couple of things with that, you're going to need to know your own ice. Maybe your ice cubes are not like ours, so you're just going to need to know your own ice. We use this as a standard measurement. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it to the line with water. And again, these allow us to be consistent in the mix. The next thing, we're going to grab 2 containers of ice. Okay, so for us and our ice, I'm going to use 2 of these. There you go. What we're making now is the chocolate peanut butter. For our blender, it doesn't matter the order that we put our ingredients in, because this is a pretty high-end blender, and it'll blend them all together regardless of how you put your ingredients in. So for the chocolate peanut butter, you'll notice that the recipe calls for 2 scoops of healthy meal and 2 scoops of the protein drink mix, because this is a 24-gram shake basically, and we want extra protein in there so they get the filling. Next, I'm going to add the powdered peanut butter. We personally use PB Fit. And then we use the chocolate sugar-free pudding for a little extra richness. Okay, so here comes the tricky part. What we're actually going to do is we're going to have to start and stop this quite a few times, because we're going to make it like ice cream consistency, and inside of your blender it's going to lock up. So it's going to lock up, we're going to stir, put it back in, lock it up, stir. So it takes us about 10 blends almost to get it right. So check this out. I'm going to turn it on. Okay, and now it locked up. I'm simply going to stop my blender because it's not effective to let it continue to do that. I'm going to take a spatula, and inside I'm just going to stir it, because my objective is to get it to ice cream consistency. So then I'm going to stick it back in. At this point, it's way too icy to serve. It doesn't taste like a creamy, smooth ice cream. It's more like ice chunks, and that is not something that your client is going to want to eat. So we're just going to continue to blend it, and you can see it's going to lock up almost immediately. So I'm just going to take it, pop it, and I'm going to continue to stir it in a couple of times, because my objective again is to get it not icy, to have it like ice cream. So one of the other tricks is we actually have a speed where it'll go on a low cycle for probably a good 5 to 7 seconds, and that's what I'm doing here at this point, and it's getting a lot of that ice out of it. So this is another trick. I don't want to lock it up immediately. I want to blend it slowly so that it will go, but as soon as that high speed kicks in, it's going to lock up. I'm going to pull it out and stir it again. Okay guys, so this is the consistency that you're going to want, okay? You're going to want it to look like ice cream. We simply spoon it out into a bowl. I believe our bowls are 16-ounce bowls. the last thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to top it. So here we have crushed peanuts, and presentation is everything. So it's about 1/4 cup on each of these. I'm actually going to use a spoon. I'm going to top it on either side for the other toppings here. We got the chocolate, mini chocolate morsels. Oops. And then we've got the peanut butter chips. Again, just a couple, so they feel like they're getting a little cheap. And then the last thing that we top is I put 4 marshmallows on either side. Again, it's kind of just for the cheap. Ours are a little sticky today. I need to replenish them, but kind of what it's going to look like. These would actually be on this side. Stick the spoon in like that. And then this is one happy customer. 24 grams of protein. Feels like you're cheating. Most of the clients say that they get a brain freeze because they're trying to eat it so fast because it's so delicious. And our customers have absolutely loved it. So hope that helps.
Awesome, guys. Man, I don't know about you, but that makes me want to go make one right now and eat it. So one of the things that I found in Sam's as well is the bowls. They're 16-ounce bowls, and they actually have the lid to go with them, so you could put it on to go as well. So we are going to have a question and answer session in between each of these sections. So if you do have questions, just jot them down. We're going to take a moment now to investigate SendDoIt. Get some hands-on training with SendDoIt. This is an amazing tool that we have that's available to us, and we're going to take a look now at SendDoIt training to help us facilitate for those of you that are not really great or don't have the time to do constant Facebook marketing. So this is going to be awesome. Let me get this pulled up, and let's take a look at this. Let's see if I can get this opened up. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, I'm super excited to be bringing the SendDoIt program to you with the idea of giving you a brief overview of the system, the capability and how it can support you inside of your business, and how to navigate through it so you can know how to, number one, like get trained yourself on the program, and also how to put it to work. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Grab a pen and paper. Please do not expect to remember all of this, okay? And you guys will be able to watch the replay as well. So first off, you want to go to SendDoIt.com. If you have not created an account or registered for it, you want to go ahead and register for it. And this training and overview is at the request of the group on Tuesday night that asked for an overview. So a couple of you guys were concerned that maybe you don't even have the right program. And so I want to show you over here, like your concern was maybe you didn't sign up for the right group or the right program. So if you look over here at the chat and you pop open this chat, all you have to do is start a new conversation and ask them, and am I signed up? My name is whatever, right? And then am I signed up for the Herbalife plan with SendDoIt? They are so quick to respond. Okay, I just asked this lady a question and she's like, okay, I'm gonna have to get with the head guy on that one. Did you need anything else while you're waiting? I said, no. Awesome. Okay. So always know that the chat is where you go for any questions, for any training. The amazing thing about this company with SendDoIt is not only are they in tune with our industry and how it rolls, they have an entire staff on board to support us. Okay. So what is SendDoIt? SendDoIt is an all-encompassing program that will have different abilities for you inside of your business for customer follow-up, for promotions, for Facebook engagement, for Twitter engagement, for all different types of integration on a plan and a campaign. So oftentimes, let's say you're hosting a shake party and you want to throw a shake party, and oftentimes you would either personally invite your clients, right? Or maybe you'll create an event on your Facebook page and you'll get some engagement like that. Or maybe you're going to send everybody an email. But typically that will take like 3 different steps for you. So you're like, okay, go to Facebook and create this event. And now I need to email my clients and let them know. And then I'm going to tell them in person. So each of those are different steps. the brilliant thing about Synduit is once you launch a campaign, and that's an example of a campaign, an event or something that you want to notify your client base or promote, right? So that's a campaign. Once you understand what campaign you want to launch, it's all integrated. Okay, so literally with like a couple clicks of the buttons and a few minutes of setting it up, it launches everything for you, the emails, the text, the Facebook, it launches it all for you and runs it for you automatically. Now, with that said, this does not ever replace your personal follow-up with your clients. Be sure that you are following up with your clients. Nothing replaces high touch. But when it comes to high tech, we often drop the ball or people fall through the cracks because there's so many things that need to happen in order for high tech to be effective. Okay, and so that's the brilliance of Synduit. Now, take a deep breath, understand that you're going to go through a slight learning curve, and I'm going to give you a few steps to maybe lessen the stress load for you and a few tips, okay? So the first tip would be this. Block off time in your week, whether it's 30 minutes a day. It depends on how aggressively you want to integrate this program. But block off some time per week, right? Whatever that looks like for you, to learn the program. I'm going to show you, I'm just going to go through these tabs up top in just a second, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to learn anything you need inside of this program. You just need to be proactive and take the initiative to sit down and go through and learn it. The training videos are so easy. They're so brief. They're so concise that literally, no matter what your technical skill is, you can take on this program and you can have huge success with it. So the objective of me sharing about the program is going to be to maybe give you a strategy to go inside and have some success with this and give you enough knowledge base to give you confidence to take it on. Okay? Sound good? Okay, so number one, the first thing I want you to just jot down, number one, create groups, okay, on your notes. Create groups, and by groups, I mean, do you run a nutrition club? Obviously, you guys are nutrition club. So maybe you have a system, right? Maybe you have a set, a database that are just nutrition club clients, right? And maybe you have a set of retail clients, and maybe you have a set of Herbalife leads, right? If you're on the tab team and you're getting leads from Herbalife, maybe you have a set of those. So basically, create groups of your contacts and your leads. Now, that might take a little diligence on your part. Maybe it's all jumbled up. Maybe you don't have any of them segregated and you don't even have a plan there. That's the starting point, because you're going to want to know and speak to the correct audience, like what would empower them to take the next step. Remember, in Herbalife, our job is to educate someone always on their next step, right? So that's number one, create your groups. Number two, you're actually going to upload those groups into Synduit. It's super simple. You can take all your contacts and bring them into the program at once, okay? And then number three, you're going to start a campaign with each one of your groups just to get your feet wet, to get your confidence built, and to really develop some skill set that'll help launch your business to a different level, okay? So sound like a plan? We got create your groups, upload your leads, and then start with a campaign for each group. Okay, so with that said, let's go into it, and let me show you guys a few things here, okay? So, 1 second here. Sorry, guys, let me minimize this screen, and, okay, so we're going to go to the dashboard. So when you sign into Synduit, this is exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see your dashboard, okay? It's kind of like the dashboard of your car when you log into My Herbalife. You just kind of see everything at once. You see your current plan. You see recommended campaigns, upcoming campaigns, what I've got in the works currently, past communication, and past campaigns, okay? So that's easy enough. Let's go into My Plan. Okay, so your plan is actually what you have going on currently scheduled, launching inside of your different groups. So remember I said you want to get a campaign for each one of your groups. So I have a wellness coach campaign going on. I have a 3-day trial landing page. I'll explain it in a second. Super hot, okay? Sign up for a complimentary shake at the Nutrition Club. So these are your current campaigns, okay? When you click on campaigns, these are all the campaigns that are available to you. Now, I want you guys to take a deep breath because look at this, 227 campaigns. Not all of them are going to be relevant to us in our industry. The brilliant thing is Synduit services a lot of different industries, but we're all in the same health and wellness industry. Okay, we all take care of people and help people's lives get better. So some of these might be applicable to you. Some of them may not be applicable to our business. Okay, so I don't want you guys to feel like you have to hunt and peck through 227 results. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go in and add a filter. And here you can see if you want to filter it by a campaign type. So this is where I was talking about you're going to launch a campaign. And I'm going to go through briefly here. But these are all the different types of campaigns. Okay? You could have an opt-in landing page, a live event. So first thing you're like, what is all this? I'm going to show you how to learn it and take it on one by one. And again, I'm going to recommend that you take on just a handful at a time, okay? So you can sort and filter by campaign type, or you can click on teams and sort by teams. So when you do this, you can see we're here, okay, Herbalife, and maybe you want to do regular generic health coach as well, okay? If we apply this filter to our search, you guys are going to see it's going to greatly narrow down, and now we only have 141, okay? Now, because we're including health coach and we're including Herbalife, so you can see some of these health coach, natural and permanent weight loss solutions, keto, anti-inflammatory diet. So some of these I might use, some of them I would say I wouldn't use just because of our stringent things that we abide by. So like I wouldn't like necessarily educate people in a claims matter, right? So maybe I wouldn't use that one. So I just eliminated that health coach, and right here, the only thing I have going on now in terms of a search is Herbalife. And so now I only have 32 results, okay? So these are all the different things that we have in terms of campaigns for us as Herbalife coach, okay? So that's exciting. Guys, what you have to realize is the beauty of these emails and this content that you have. These are professionals that have taken the time to go through and create all this content. So the first thing you want to do is you want to sort and filter to go to the Herbalife campaigns. And then you can sort by relevance if you want to go in and do a deeper search. And maybe you heard us talk about a 3-day trial landing page and you can't find it. You could actually search that campaign title here. Okay? So let me give you a brief little overview. I'm not going to do a tutorial because the staff is there for that with Synduit. I'm just going to give you enough to be confident that you could jump in and figure this thing out, okay? So the I on all of these is going to stand for preview the campaign. So if you click on preview the campaign, you'll actually get to see what they're going to see. Okay, so the landing page. If you click on the landing page, this is what the landing page looks like for this particular campaign. And this would be somebody wants to sign up for shake recipes. So what I might do is I may post on my Nutrition Club page, hey, if you would like to have some secret shake recipes delivered directly to you from our Nutrition Club, click here to register to receive that, okay? I would simply copy this link, okay? I would take that link right here, and I would go into, I'm just going to open up Facebook, and I'll show you guys real quick. If I were going to promo that, maybe I'd want to promo that on my home page like that. I'm going to copy that campaign and hit enter. And when I do, you guys will see it's fetching a preview, and it will launch something like this. It'll say upcoming events. I actually haven't initiated that, so it's not going to post yet because I have to rock that campaign first. So you guys can see it's simple as copy and pasting this stuff into your landing page. Okay, so this is the beautiful content that these guys are going to go. They're going to look at this. They're going to read this and say, are you kidding me? Of course I want these. Your picture is going to come up here. Okay, I haven't set this one up just so you know. And then, yes, I want these shake recipes. When they click there, it's going to take them to a form, and they're going to fill it out, and boom. They have been inserted into your program, and they'll automatically get the emails for that campaign. So that in itself is powerful, okay? So Preview campaign allows you to see the campaign, and then Let's Rock means I want to start this campaign. And so then on every single campaign, you'll go through a setup process. For whatever information it's going to ask you, you'll simply go through the setup process and hit save. Okay, so you guys are definitely going to want to poke around and play inside of that. Okay, so let's go back inside of the Herbalife so we can minimize our view here and make it just specific for us. Let me look at my notes here. Okay, so another thing I want you guys to understand. So you see inside of the campaigns, you see trigger email, right? And then you see group email and text, okay? So let's just look at these. Trigger email and group email. So what you want to understand, and write this down because it's not our language, you're learning a new language inside of Sendouit. So a trigger email means that you're going to send this email to one person at a time. You're going to trigger this to go to a new client every single time. Okay, so if you did a trigger email and you rocked a trigger email, okay, let's say I got a brand new client today, then I'm going to go in and I'm going to input their information, and I'm going to save it, and the next is going to have me import their info, and then basically that is going to go to that one person. So a trigger goes to one person at a time. Now, let's go back to that one. It was a Herbalife retail follow-up campaign, okay? Again, it's not going to replace my personal phone calls, but it is definitely going to support me in case I drop the ball week to week on a particular client here or there. So they are going to get an individual email. There is 62 emails over 365 days specifically for your retail clients. How valuable is that in itself, okay? They're going to get a series of emails filled with shake recipes, articles, inspiration, and so much more, okay? If I like this campaign, I could click Let's Rock the campaign. So a trigger email goes one by one to your clients, and a group email, okay, I don't have to like sort this again, we can find a group email, but a group email is actually going to go to a group of people at once. So here's the thing, look at this group email, Q1 newsletter. The thing to understand about the group email is you're going to send this to one of those groups. Remember I said you're going to create your groups. Maybe it's your Herbalife retail leads or your Nutrition Club clients or your retail clients. So that entire group is going to get the same email block by block. Each week, the whole group is going to get the same email. Okay? So that's how you run a group email. Looking here. So on your trigger emails also, there's two ways to do a trigger. Okay, on the trigger email, you could actually have them opt in on a landing page, or you could set it up and initiate it to their email and set them up. So that's super powerful. So inside of this on the campaigns, what I would really recommend that you do is I would recommend that you filter it to Herbalife. Okay, and then I would recommend that you go in and you simply inside of each campaign, you preview it, and then you click on Let's Rock and you look through it and see how it's going to support you inside of your business. Okay, a 3-day trial landing page. This is if somebody says, hey, I want to, I'm like, hey, would you like to check out a 3-day trial? Look at this link. There's a video on there. There's the information. They can actually click on there and order the 3-day trial. Okay, so and then the 3-day trial sequence. So let's say you started as a client on a 3-day trial for me. This is a trigger email and a text. Haven't even gotten there yet. But the trigger email. So on the 3-day trial follow-up sequence, you bought a 3-day trial from me today. I'm going to go in, I'm going to put you in, and over the next 4 days, you're going to be supported on your 3-day trial automatically. So how much time is that going to save you? You're going to get a combination of emails and texts for support. So I really want to encourage you guys to go inside here, educate yourself, set some time aside per day, per week to really bring yourself up to speed. Okay, let's move on. The communications is simply a calendar view of what you've got going on inside of your Sendouit. The reports is where you're going to gain some feedback, and you can sort from the last 7 days to the last 30 days. You can really see different campaigns. Actually, I put last 30 days, and then you have to hit search, and it'll show what you've launched in the last 30 days, and then you can click on here and view a report. Okay, settings. Settings is basically where you have your groups and where you can select your groups and you can edit your groups. Okay, you can upload an individual group. You can upload subscribers all at once, like right here. You have certain subscribers. You choose an operation. You can remove people from the group. You can unsubscribe people. It is so easy to manage your contacts inside of this program. Import subscribers. This is where I said, let's say you go into your Herbalife, myherbalife.com, and you download your contacts from there, because in our POS system, we do have their email and we have their phone number, right? It's part of our documentation process now. Thank the Lord, right? So we have all of that information already. So we go grab that data, we download it, and then you can import it inside of here. How do you do that? Super simple. I'm going to bring you over to the support section, and I'm going to show you how to get all your questions answered. So here's what I do want to make sure that you're crystal clear on. The reason we chose Sendua is because their level of support, their level of professionalism. Your upline is not going to train you on Sendua. We're all independent business owners, and so I really want you guys to take that on, and I want you guys to, if you're going to use Sendua and you're going to find the value for your business, which I don't know how you wouldn't, it's so amazing, you're going to take on the education process twofold. Come into support and look at every one of these topics, guys. Whatever you want to know and you can't figure it out. If you're super technical, you can poke around in there and figure it out. Awesome. If you're not, come in here and start with getting started, okay? Every one of them have, if you clicked on how to set up your Sendua, look, 3-minute video. Watch.
Congratulations on hiring your virtual marketing department.
Okay, so they go through an entire setup. On every one of these, they're going to train you. How do I unsubscribe or delete a subscriber? Anything you guys are not clear about. How do I send my test email, individual emails? How do I send a video through an email? How do I attach it? Guys, they have made it super, super simple. How do you launch a webinar campaign? How do you set up a Facebook class or a party? There is so much value inside of here, but I want you guys to understand it's going to take a learning process on your end, self-initiated. Let's just go to online school ourselves and go in here. And honestly, that's what I've been doing every night. Before I go to bed, I make a point to go through 1 or 2 of the topics and educate myself on the system, because I want to be relevant to the tools available to me in today's world. I mean, look, 20 years ago, guys, some of y'all are going to laugh, we had fax machines and long-distance phone bills. So if I were still in that era and I didn't make myself relevant to current technology, then I would still be trying to fax every one of you, right? So it is our job to stay current and relevant in the marketplace so that we can operate the most efficiently inside of our business. So don't be afraid of it. Go in and start learning on that, okay? And then your inbox is attached to your texting service, okay? So this says I have a 1,196 credits on my text. Okay, to learn how the texting program works, go into the support and watch that on the texting. But basically, there is an app on the phone, and I'll give you guys an example. We were able to send a text. I sent a text to all of our clients for this week. Now, you cannot do this on social media, but you can totally do this in text form. This week is spring break for us. And so we are not allowed on our page to say $1 off for all students during spring break. We're not allowed on social media to post discounts. I am allowed to privately contact my clients and offer them a discount. So what we did was we sent a text from Sendua to all of our clients at our nutrition club and said special $1 off for all students all week long. And we must show this text. And I wanted them to show the text. Well, number one, they won't know about the special unless they saw the text, but we saw the feedback. And we got clients almost every day this week through that showing us, hey, we got the text, we want, the $1 off. So it's about staying in front of your client base and in front of your customer base and staying at the forefront of their mind. So through text, through email, through your social media, it's all going to keep you at the forefront of their mind. So texting is an extra charge onto the program, and you can buy credits. They don't expire. 1 credit equal 1 text to 1 person, outgoing, not incoming. And so I will share with you this. I tried inside of our nutrition club to use a texting program. I used 2 different texting programs, and it simply was too expensive to justify the return because the return rate wasn't enough for me to be able to continue the momentum. So you have to have a return of investment in order for it to make sense to continue the build on the momentum. And this is the cheapest texting program. So what you're going to do is you're not going to text them every day. I'm probably going to text out maybe 4 times a month because I don't want to annoy them, right? But I do want to remind them. And the most effective way to use a text is either to initiate a special for them to come in, or to say, hey, be sure and check your email. We sent out a coupon via email. And then you're directing from the text to their email so that they're very present to watch for emails from you. So it's not really meant to be the communication feed. Your text is not meant to be a communication path to your client, more so like an alert to go either come into the club for their dollar off or to go check their email for an update or a special newsletter or etc. So hopefully you guys got the point on that. So that's the overview of Synduit. Like I said, there is an app. Let me see if I can share this and show this to you guys on the let me stop sharing here and see if I can share this. There is an app right here. There it is right there. Synduit. Okay. So if you go to your App Store and you click on Synduit, you'll see the app, and basically you can follow up with all your clients through the app. It's not really showing up that well, but you can follow up with all of your clients on the app as well. So it makes it really, really manageable, especially in the club. We have this app on our phone at the club, at the nutrition club, and so we have different dings for the sounds, so we know when someone on Synduit is dinging us. So hopefully that was helpful, guys. I know it can be overwhelming when it comes to technology, but this is literally the perfect storm, and many of us that have been around for a long time have been waiting for this perfect storm. And by that I mean, in the nutrition club, the beauty and the reason that they explode is because we do have that ability to have such a high touch factor with the clients. We get to love on them. We get to serve them shakes. We get to be a part of their daily life face to face. So that's high touch. And then the high tech has typically been harder to integrate because it's so fast paced, and at the end of the day there's just not enough minutes in the day to make some of this high tech happen. And that's where this is really going to create a unprecedented explosion inside of your volume, inside of your traffic, and inside of your duplication, if you guys will just take it on and embrace the learning curve. So hopefully that was helpful. You guys have any questions? We're going to go to a live Q&A at this time. Thank you.
All right, guys. Wow, what an amazing tool that we have, and really grateful for Tina to take that on to explain that. Let's open it up. Does anybody have any questions regarding Synduit that some of the leaders could answer? And if you are muted, you can just unmute your line and then ask the question, and if not, we'll move on. Going once. Nope. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the Facebook, inviting people to the club through Facebook. And I know Tina and I did this video and explained how we did this in one of our nutrition clubs. Oh, all right. So let's roll this.
Hey guys, we decided to jump on Zoom and record this for you guys because we have a strategic step-by-step plan that we operate inside of our social media account, specifically Facebook. And several of you guys have been asking for this, so we're glad to be able to bring this to you. Tips and tricks and things that we do strategically daily and teach to increase our engagement, not only on social media, on Facebook, but of course that's going to translate to more clients inside of the club and more referrals. So it wasn't planned that we wore the same jacket. We are like miles apart. My name is Tina. I'm from San Antonio. My twin Tanya from Arkansas. And so we're excited to be sharing with you guys. So Tanya, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. And what we want to start with, guys, is get out a pen and paper, because we're going to go through some specific steps. And while it might feel overwhelming to you guys, It's not overwhelming once you implement and really just start going through the steps. So let me just share a couple of concepts. We want to talk about 3 specific things for you guys. We're going to talk about Facebook groups. We're going to talk about our personal page inside of Facebook, right? Like our personal account, and then we're going to talk about our club account and how we use each one of these to build our market and create a cold market to become a warm market. And then if you have a warm market, how you can really tap into that warm market Mach 10 with your hair on fire, okay? So here we go. Let's look. First off, the biggest thing is no scrolling, guys. Like, we are doing income producing activities. If we're using the products, we're demoing that, right? We're always in the brand. We're in the brand. And Facebook for us is a way to talk to people. And when you do these things, you're going to know that it's working over time. So let's talk about Facebook groups first, okay? So one of the things that we always teach our people to do is jot down like 3 things that really they're made up of and that they like. Like, I like personal development. And so I'll Google Eric Worre. I love Shark Tank, so I Google all the Shark Tank guys. So figure out 3 things that you love and like would make up who you are, okay? If you follow any of my hashtags, it's like ranch life, because we live on a ranch, so we're always posting pictures of that. So write those 3 things down, and then you're going to look for groups that really fit your MO, right? Mom is definitely another one of ours. So here's the key. You're going to kind of play with it. Maybe you're going to jump into a group, kind of get the feel of that group and see that it's really not like who you are and what you represent. And it's okay to back out of there. But really the key is finding active groups that you personally could engage with, not promote your products, like who you are. So if you're a mom, you join a mom's group and then you go in on the conversation, okay? And you contribute to the conversation so your face becomes a familiar part of that feed. And we suggest joining 3 to 5 to start with. Just so that you have a place. And here's the thing, it's not for you to promote Herbalife in, it's for you to build relationships. So this is just kind of an idea of what one of the groups that I was a part of. Let me move us down here, Tanya. Okay, so Facebook group. Okay, so I went in and I typed in Moms Of in my local area, and I come up with all of these moms groups. Okay, you click on groups and you type Moms Of, and I wanted to find Moms of Spring Branch Full Verde, right? That's how you would find the group. In front of that, you want to put your cursor in front of that group. Here's another group that I like, Daymond John. So I went and searched for Daymond John because he's one of the sharks on Shark Tank. And then in front of that, you put people who like. So you put your cursor right in front of the group or the name of the person, right? And then you search for people who like moms of that group or people who like Daymond John. And what you'll see, and then you click on people, okay, I think it defaults to all. You click on people, and then you look at these people who also like Daymond John. I like Daymond John. Who else likes Daymond John? And then I see, oh, this one I have 6 mutual friends, okay? Erica Slayton, she is a friend of mine in San Antonio. Sarah Lee, all of these are great friends. I'm going to go inside of Daryl's account, like go take a look at his profile and see if that's somebody that would be of value for me to connect with. I'm strategically friending my people. Okay, Tanya, would you say anything different?
No.
Okay.
One thing I would say is if they are in Herbalife and they're a friend of mine in Herbalife, I'm not going to friend them because they're already doing the same thing I'm doing.
Exactly. Yeah, and for that point, the reason I'm going into their account also, if they're in a competitor company, let's say they're in Advocare or they're in Thrive or whatever it is, I'm also not going to friend those people for 2 reasons. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm looking to make new connections, potential clients, potential coaches, right? So they're already involved with another company, and I don't want them chasing my people, so I'm not going to connect with those people. So you want to go find them and then look at their profile to see if there's any conflicts or any reasons why you shouldn't add them. So you're strategically finding those people. So there's 2 parts to this, guys. First part is going and finding the people and adding them to your network. And I would block off 15, 20 minutes, okay? And then you're going to constantly go in and become part of their world. Don't do it all at once. Like, don't go in and start being the boss of the group or the expert, right? Give them a thumbs up, give them praise, give them kudos, great suggestion, thanks for the tip, things like that. So when I'm on Facebook, that's what I'm doing. Now, I will say this probably about 10 times during this little 20 minutes together. The tendency is going to be to scroll because you get caught up in it. It's so addicting, and like 15 minutes have gone by, and I'm not pointing fingers. I'm the first one to be like, hey, come on, I'm scrolling, you know? You got to snap yourself out of that part, okay? So the next thing is you want to schedule a time to actually find people. So find people and commenting are the keys. Okay, Tanya, anything else?
No, I would just say make sure, and if you do this with an accountability group, if you have people in your club and you're doing this together, it's easier to, you know, have someone watching you and go, oh yeah, you're just scrolling.
Yes, awesome. Another key, we've said this before, but listen, it's so worthy of reminding you guys, don't friend more than 2 to 3 people at a time, and, you know, make it look very natural. You're not going to sit there and go friend. You're going to get in Facebook jail, and like they lock you out of your account for 24 hours, and then the second time it's worse, and then I think you're done. So they're pretty strict on it, and it won't take more than once for you to realize that, okay? Once you build the relationship, what you're doing is you're building a relationship. Guys, this is no different than inside of your nutrition club. You're listening to what's going on, okay? And then whatever they're talking about, that's how you're going to be able to know what to invite them to. If they're complaining because they don't have a place to work out, maybe you invite them to go work out where you work out, right? If they're saying that they don't have energy, I personally don't blast it inside of that chat. I'm like, oh girl, I got something, I'll PM you, I'll hook you up on the back end. 2 reasons. I don't want to come across salesy, and I want them to, I want to create that sense of, I want to know, that sense of urgency, like, wait, she's getting goods that I'm not getting, okay? So that's basically what this was going to say, right, Tanya? Yeah, add them to your close friends, and then build relationships. Okay, and of course, remember, this is like dating. You're not going to ask somebody to marry you on your first date, so don't ask them to buy your product or your business. Guys, the number one mistake that most people make on their Facebook page is they post their link and they post a picture of the product and all the benefits that goes for the product. That is not what Facebook is used for, and not only is it not good for you, here's a way that you can really test the validity of your content and the value of your content to your market, because whoever your friends are is your market, okay? How many likes and shares did you get on that comment? So if you notice you got the same 3 people and they're the friends that are always going to friend you and comment or like because they're afraid not to, then there's a challenge, okay? Be the person that you want to go and see and admire. Okay, so we're actually going to, this is keys to getting some engagement, and then we're going to go live on Facebook and show you guys a few tips. We talked about this, but really listen to these 4 categories. Their family, okay, comment on their family, their dog, their cute kid, congratulations on the honor roll, right? And I'm not being dismissive when I say that. Be sincere, because when they walk into your club, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe your daughter made the honor roll. That's so awesome. You want to bank this in your relationship bank there so that you can bring it out for that connection, okay? You want to, and these are the 4 areas you guys all are well aware of forming them: family, occupation, recreation, and what motivates that person, okay? Maybe it's recognition. And again, the results. Look, if you diligently did this and you invited people and you built a pipeline, you will recruit, you will get new customers, and it takes about 90 days for you to start seeing any of that to come to fruition. So Tanya, let's talk about what you were talking about when you went into your warm market.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things to explain is one of the reasons you're liking, commenting, and getting to know all these people is because you want to take them from a cold market to where they don't feel like they know you to a warm market where they know, like, and trust you. And that does take time. So when we went and opened up a nutrition club, we had a warm market. There was a club there a long time ago. We went into where we had already known people. I had already known people. And so what I did was I used a pre-launch. We had the building 10 days before we opened, and I created a frenzy through Facebook in kind of the same manner that you're talking about, Tina. So what I did is I spent the 10 days when we got that building connecting with old friends that I had not talked to for a long time. And then I went to their friends list and saw who did I used to know that used to know me when I was a teacher. And guys, I'm talking 15, 20 years ago. Okay. So when I used those groups, like I went to the police department Facebook group, I went to the church Facebook group, the different entities in the community.
So you went to that group, and then you saw who you were already friends with in that group?
Or if I wasn't friends with them, but I knew them 15 to 20 years ago and we had a relationship, I then connected with them.
You friended them?
I friended them on Facebook.
Okay.
Correct. And then what I did is just shared my excitement, and I created one post that I could copy and paste, or one button on, a texting system, and just announced it. Hey, I'm so excited. We're reopening. Going to be so excited because these are actually hometown folks that are opening the nutrition club. I can't wait to see you February 14th, the day of love. I'm in love with this. I just made it.
One other thought, real quick. Go ahead. You just made it what?
I just made it the announcement, the date, and the excitement, and please share with everybody you know.
Okay, so one of the separations, guys, all of this was on her personal page, and then she had created her Facebook page for Hope Nutrition. Okay, so once you're friends with them personally, you can then go in and invite them to like your business page. So you technically all day long, you're going back and forth from your personal to your business page. So your club page to your personal page. Right.
And before we even opened, we had over 100 people like our page because of that diligence in inviting them to. I had to, if I wasn't friends with them, be friends with them on my regular page. And it's quite interesting because we only have maybe 260 people on Hope Nutrition page right now, but we've had over 360 people in the Nutrition Club within the first month. So not even all of those people that have come into the Nutrition Club are yet friends of ours or have liked our page, but the word is out because when we say, how'd you hear about us? It's every one of them. It's Facebook. Oh my gosh, you're the talk of the town.
Another point to that is, so she's got like 200 people on her Facebook page, and then she's already seen in person like 350. So if you inside of your nutrition club guys just focus, okay guys, every operator this week, the question of the week is, have you liked our page? This is where all our specials, all of our announcements, all of our wow shakes are announced. Have you liked our page? Have them pull out their phone and like the page, okay?
And we have a challenge in ours because someone else had a Hope Nutrition page. So there's a lot of confusion we're having to sort through, and we can't get that other page deactivated. So we are literally, like you said, we pull up our page. This is the page, like it. And then we also have punch cards that when they come in, they get a punch on their shake card. And if they check in on Facebook and brag and tag, and we learned this from some awesome leaders on our group in our organizational share times, Brock and Heather were brag and tag. So they'll take a picture of their shake or their bomb tea, and they'll post it on their regular Facebook page, tag 3 people, and check in that they're in our nutrition club. And this has really exploded because pictures, speak 1,000 words as well.
So that's a loyalty card, guys. So the card is the loyalty card.
Right. And so when they fill it up, they get to spin to win. And I love the younger people we have in our club because they know how to do the fun stuff with the photos or, and the videos and the boomerangs and things like that. And so we'll do a boomerang and show them spinning the wheel what they won, and then talk about that product that they won. So it's educating all of the people outside in the Facebook world what that product is that they want, how they want it, and we're giving gratitude to that person for coming in enough to be able to spin the wheel.
Awesome. Okay, so what other things did you have on your paper for notes?
The other thing, and you know, this isn't just Facebook related, but it is, because people go to who they know, like, and trust, and people talk. So from the get-go, when people, the first day we had 18 people, the second 29, third 42, by day 10 we were at almost at 100, okay?
100 memberships a day.
Number of memberships a day. And here's the thing. It's the feeling and the energy from the moment that they walk through that door. So within 3 to 5 seconds, three of us have said, hey, welcome. And there's a lot of energy. The music's playing. We make eye contact with them. If it's full, we'll be right with you in just a moment. You know, and then we make conversations with the people while we're making the shakes, so that they don't feel like they're just standing there awkwardly, because in the beginning they were just standing there awkwardly. So learning to communicate with an open bar and having that rapport, and then every person that leaves, we are saying, thank you, we appreciate you. And, you know, we've had some of our newer distributors say, well, I say, thanks, have a great day. A lot of places that you go to will tell you, have a great day. It's, you know, even Walmart, thanks, have a great day. But very few people in this world are appreciated, and that's very few are communicated to that. So personally, I'm big on that. Everybody that leaves, thank you, we appreciate you, because without them, we don't have that same energy. The other thing is, whether it's good or whether it's bad, they're going to talk. They're going to share out on Facebook. So we have had our new people making shakes, and, you know, a shake was thin and the girl was hungry, and, well, the reality is the same products were in that shake. It was just thinner than she was used to. So it was all no problem. Thank you so much for the communication. We want you to love your shake every single time. If you're not getting staying full on your shake, let's add, and then we redirect. So I would say that it's not just Facebook, it's the people that we're building the relationships with, and it's the energy inside of the club, and even the energy at which we grab a can of Formula One to get the scoops out. Because, you know, you can grab the Formula One and be like this, or you can, with purpose, be moving at a pace and an energy that shows them that you're intentionally getting them the quickest, fastest, best service available to get them onto their job. So they text in their orders, they call in, we prefer them to text in, but everything that goes on Facebook, and you guys know this, that's why people scroll. So our goal is, when we get that person in the club, that when they leave, they're talking exceptional about us on Facebook as well.
Yeah, so we really wanted just to bring that in, because you can do all of these tips, tricks, and chasing and all, but if you get them in, and we're going to talk about another section, I know, but if you get them into the club and their experience is not wow, whether their shake's not wow, the energy's not wow. Energy's everything, guys. They'll drink. We actually had a customer who's like, I love coming in here. My husband wants me to get it at home because it's cheaper, but I just love coming in here. And that's what you want. You want that energy is what draws them in. And yes, we have the best product on the planet, but without the energy, it's conveyed totally differently. Okay, response rate 90% or better. Talk about that with your multiple editors.
Okay, so we went in and we made everyone an editor on our Facebook page, the 3 operators plus myself, and we of course have the alert. So anytime someone comments on our Facebook page, they post, they check in, especially if they ask a question, one of us is going to respond within 3 minutes or less. And that has kicked our response rate. We've had it up to 100%. It's not been less than 94%. And that is key, because they feel like if I have a question, they're going to respond. And the response rate is another way people judge you on Facebook.
Yes, and when they open the club, guys, by default, I happen to be on the Facebook page as an editor from way back when, you know, on one end, I'm like, Tanya, have you seen that post, or have you seen that question?
And we all do that.
Yeah, and they all do that with each other. So let's go. Did you have any other tips, Tanya, while I'm going to bring up live Facebook and show them a couple things on Facebook?
Yeah, no, you know what I would say is just be patient with it, but don't depend on just Facebook to do the deal. I did go to the courthouse and to the church and the police department, and I did re-show my face and the product results. Because here's the other thing: after all those years, I still have stellar results. But then Judy lost 10 pounds at the time while we were getting ready to open that club, and people know her and they saw her and they were like, wow. So it all goes back to the basics of use, wear, and talk, and be passionate. Facebook is just a method to do that.
Okay, so awesome. Here's on our personal page at Nutrition 46. Okay, so this is our club page. There's a couple other tricks that you want to get in the habit of multiple times a day when in between your rushes and you know that you're going to have some downtime. You want to come in here and you want to first go to your inbox and see what you have in the inbox. Let's see, it'll take just a second probably. And I'm looking for likes, comments, and shares, okay? So I want to see who I have not yet responded to, okay? Like I posted the shake flavor of the day right here, and this was my post. What? You know, you got to put your personality in it, right? This Friday only. I didn't get creative, totally copied the post that Brock gave us, the fabulous picture, because guys, in this business, you can copy and get away with it, right? It's legal. And look at Carmen. Carmen's like, what? You can see that face. And so I will just go in here and I'm going to message. I'm not going to message her. I'm actually going to reply, because the more comments that are inside of your feed on a post, the higher it keeps getting boosted up. So I'm going to comment for real, because she gave me that look, right? So I'm going to match their energy. Okay, Mike Romotaski gave me this, and then Jillian was like, temptation that's good for you. I'll say, see you Friday on hers. And so when you go in, you want to comment, because it'll keep boosting it, and your objective is to get as many organic boosts or as many as organic feeds as possible, okay? Views, organic views. And then mine's connected to Instagram here. So Instagram, she says, I'll be there Friday. And then this one's like, oh no, I won't be back till Sunday night, okay? So we got the comments going on here. I'll go in on the Instagram side and check that. So I've gone in and I've looked at our inbox, okay? I'm going to go back to the page and I'm going to show you on our likes what I do, okay? So I've already went to the comments. Now I'm going to go, let's go back to the page, if I can get back to the page. And I'm going to go see who has actually commented on, okay, how come notifications? Let me go to notifications. Sorry, guys, hang on. I'm doing this live. Okay, so I did a live shot of a Power Bowl this morning. I did a live video. I had this big muscly guy giving his feedback, which, by the way, guys, he said I could barely finish that Power Bowl. And he's a painter, very active. He does extra protein all the time. So inside of here, it also gets you seeing who's looking at your page consistently, okay? So on this one, let's just go down here. I see these people have liked the page. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to click on the likes of all the people on the likes, and all these people have already liked our page, but this one hasn't liked our page. So you can immediately invite them to like your page. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is invite these guys who have already liked that post to like my page, and then I'm going to go in, I'm going to see, can I make some friends inside of this, because the conversation's already rolling around this, okay? So Sally Driscoll, I've got 4 mutual friends with Sally, okay? I'm going to go see who our friends are, so it'll know what circle that she's in. Okay, my real estate agent, the sheriff of a local county, so she's tied into the political scene. So I'm definitely going to add her as a friend, okay? She's probably got some pull. She's in the State Farm, #1 State Farm rep, sheriff of our county, #1 rep. And this lady's got 496 friends. Check her out. So I'm going to add her as a friend and send her a friend request. This is literally how I strategically find my friends. And I'll go in and show you guys this so y'all don't get offended. When you go in here and you see all these friend requests, this is what I do. All Herbalife, all Herbalife, all Herbalife, okay? All Herbalife. I don't need more Herbalife friends. I'll see you guys at Extravaganza. I'll see you guys at Leadership Development Weekend. I don't need all of that. What I'm using Herbalife for, ooh, here's a hot one. She wants to be my friend. Sonia Rodriguez, she's asked to be my friend. She does boot camp and she does hair. Oh, she came into the club. Look at her stalking me. She came into the club and she does hair. So I'm definitely going to be this girl's friend. Okay? 10 to 15 minutes of this is what I do. Because guess what? She wants to be my friend. She's going to be following and seeing what's going on. So now I already got a little distracted because I'm like, oh, look at that. When your trainer goes too hard and you just play dead. And before you know it, you get to start, oh, I like that hair, right? No, slap. I'm not going to scroll. I'm going back to what I'm doing. And seriously, guys, like you have got to be so present to your own discipline when you get on this amazing distractive tool called Facebook. Okay, so that was likes, comments, and shares. So that's all I do. I go inside of my personal page. I'm going to go back to notifications. I'm going to see Kimberly Cornelius. Let's see. Kimberly is a friend with Kobe. Let's go see what she does real quick. Give you guys another example. We have 15 mutual friends. A lot of these guys are the CrossFitters. Yep, she's a CrossFit chick. So she could have her own thing going on, so I want to be careful, right? I want to go in, let's check her out, see what she's all about. And she's pretty secretive, which is cool because I get to show you another way to find it. I'm going to go look at her photos and see what photos she has posted. So typically, if she were a competitor, right, or she had some type of other product that I feel it might be a competition product that I would be distracting her from her focus on, I don't see any of that, so she's probably a pretty cool friend to have. Okay? That's all we do. Tanya, you have anything that you do differently on that?
No, I mean, this is gated other stuff. We have an echo.
And I'm not sure why.
I don't hear an echo. Go ahead.
Okay. The other thing is I will send a message when they do like our Facebook. And it will be a thing. Hey, thank you for all your Facebook page. Can't wait to meet you. We also offer free. You're gonna absolutely love it. I'm trying. Okay, guys, I'm going to stop that right there because we did have an echo on that last part. What I was saying is I let them, when they come in, I have them, or when they like my page, I will send them a message. So let me open it up. I'm going to stop that one real quick. I see somehow I am marking all over the screen. That's awesome. Does anyone have any questions? I'm going to close this one out. Does anybody have any questions on that? I'm going to open it up for a couple minutes. Anybody have any questions on that section? No questions? Everybody's super quiet on mute. We're having an awesome clean call. All right, so we're going to transition in how to get clients to return to the club. So let me share. Let's see. I'm going to take this off real quick and let me share the screen on here. Let me see. Okay, Dee, do you have the availability?
I think so. Hold on one second. You'll have to stop sharing so I can share.
Okay. All right. How's that?
We got it.
Awesome.
All right. All right. Are we good, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So over here, we're going to talk about really getting and keeping your clients, getting them to return into the club, because you worked hard to get them in, but you want to make sure they're going to be the repeat customers. So the biggest way that I can explain it, or the best way I can explain that, is the Disneyland experience. You want them to come in and experience something so different that they get than they can get anywhere else, that they just They want to come back for the energy. So when they're walking in the door, you want to be welcoming. And much like y'all already talked about, you know, if you're scrolling on Facebook or you're turned around not paying attention to who's coming in the door, that's a first break that you could have to that customer not wanting to come back. So you want to make sure that as soon as they're walking in the door, you have that 5-second rule where you're talking to them, they're greeting them right away, you know, welcoming them in. And then engage them. You want to form them when they come in. You want to make sure that they matter, because, you know, when they go to somewhere else, a coffee shop, or it doesn't matter, whatever restaurant they go to, sometimes you're just a customer, right? You're just like a piece of paper, really, you know, and you just really want to engage them in everything that you're doing. Don't break that energy. When you're serving their tea, keep, you know, shaking your head at them and asking them questions and how's their day going, or what's going on this evening, what special plans they have coming up. And keep everything really light. The conversation needs to be light and airy and fun, because, you know, sometimes you might have 20 customers coming in at one time, you know, and you're kind of working the bar back and forth. But it's like you're at Disneyland and you're in the line for that ride, right? And sometimes you got to wait 30 minutes for that ride. But once you're on that ride, you are having the time of your life. So if you keep it light in the club and a lot of fun, when they get their smoothie, when they get their membership, like, it's all good, right? They could not wait to get that smoothie, to get that first sip. So keep it super fun. And then when they're leaving, you know, it's the same thing. You know, you want to make sure, hey, have a great day. Thank you so much for coming in. You know, sometimes if I'm washing blenders or something like that, the customers, they won't even leave without saying goodbye, which is fantastic, because that's kind of the relationship that you've built up with them throughout the time. But make sure, you know, hey, we'll see you. Wait to see what flavor you're going to have tomorrow. Or we'll see you tomorrow. Whatever it is, you're inviting them back in with what you're saying. You know, you have that genuine feel to you that you really can't wait to see them again tomorrow. And then, you know, from our self-development, the fortune is always in the follow-up. So we got them in the door, but we want to make sure that they're coming back in the door again. And so you've given them the wow shake, you've given them your energy, but you definitely don't want it to stop there. Keep that relationship going. So one of the things that we did, and we've learned from you guys, is we started texting them. And so this is just a sample. Use whatever your team's doing. We'll drop this in the Telegram group later. If you don't have one, I'm going to give you a couple different options on the back end. But I'll text. And guys, if you have, and there's an app called WordBoard, and it is phenomenal. It saves you so much time. I'm not sure that, you know, what all platforms that it is available on, but it's things that you repeatedly text over and over again. You can do it with a touch of one button, which is phenomenal.
Hey, Dee.
So, yes, ma'am.
I love WordBoard. That's an iPhone app. Is it possible to advance your screen? Your PowerPoint is not rolling, and I don't have the control on my end. So enable the editing and then bring up the PowerPoint, because it's still on the first slide.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. So I was trying to access that on my side, and that was not working. So.
Okay, so you want me to end it?
Ma'am?
You want me to end it?
No. You're controlling it, but we haven't seen any advancement. It still is showing up at the very beginning.
Ours is advancing. Okay, you want to start it on your side, maybe? I'm not sure.
You want to share the screen, and I can absolutely do that.
Okay, so let's see. So do I just end it on my? Oh, stop share. Got it.
Awesome. Thank you. And let me pull mine up. And thank you guys for your patience, because, you know, this is sometimes the best part of the training is learning how to get all this to flow. All right, so you guys, you good? You seeing my screen?
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Awesome, because I don't want to miss any of this amazing information because it's very valuable. Okay, Disneyland. Oh, look, there we have Minnie Mouse. If you've been on the Disney vacation, awesome. All right, Fortune in the follow-up. Thank you so much, Dee.
Awesome, thank you. So this is, like I said, this is what we use. We use, if we have an Apple phone, we're using WordBoard. I'm not sure if there's anything available for other platforms, but so I'm going to text them that evening when I close, right? Just take a few minutes and start texting all of the new people that came in today. Hi, Rich, this is Dee from CCZ Nutrition. Thank you for visiting us today. On a scale of 1 to 10, how was your shake? And just wait for the response. And the beautiful thing is that everybody sees their text. And so we have a couple of different options for what you're going to respond back. They're going to respond back, oh my gosh, it was a 10. It was so great. So I'm going to give them a coupon code to come back on their next visit. And always put an expiration date on your coupon code because you don't want it lasting a whole year and then they decide to come back in. But always leave something. Look forward to seeing you again soon, right? So you're inviting them back in. You can also do bring a friend in and get yours 50% off. And guys, you can document all this too because, there's enough in there to document. And then another one is BOGO. So bring your friend, get yours free. So when you come in, you're going to be upgrading them as well. So there's plenty to document. You don't even have to worry about it. But these are just really good ways, not only to get them back in, but to bring a friend. And then mindset matters, guys. You want to have the mindset that they are coming back in. They had the best experience you could possibly give them, and they're going to come back, and they're going to come back tomorrow with a friend. Okay. So bringing that into events and social media, we kind of said, let's bring this in and how do we attract them in and then keep that going because you have to keep things fresh. If you're doing the same thing repeatedly, it gets kind of boring. So we got to get kind of fresh in how we not only keep it going and, get in momentum, get in inertia, but also we really want to attract them all. So whatever that is, their personality. So next slide. So I just kind of took a few minutes this morning and pulled some stuff from some nutrition clubs across the way, across the states, and kind of looked at what they were doing. And there's some really great ideas out there to do that. And one of the things that we learned is that there's a day or two in the week that is typically slower than the other. And those are the days that you can really put an event on and blow that day up. So one of the guys is doing Teachers Tuesday, which was fantastic. So just think about that. Your teacher tagging their teacher friends, they can come in on Teacher Tuesday and get a free upgrade onto a large tea. That's awesome. And then one of the things that we did this summer was Wednesdays were just a dead day. A third of the people would come in. So we did Watermelon Wednesday, Watermelon Tea Wednesday. And that blew up beyond my wildest dreams. And I'll tell you that just like the little baby here, we call her Smiley Riley, people started doing things that I never dreamed of. So bringing in their babies dressed as watermelons on Watermelon Wednesday. But we do more memberships on Wednesday now than any day of the week. And then supporting your first responders, that's another one as well. So bringing them in and really spotlighting them and loving on them, that just really brings your community in. And then your lunch and learns or your, however maybe you're delivering teas for the business of the day. So I talked to Lindsay this morning and she said she was so proud of herself. She did her first lunch and learn. She said her first real lunch and learn at Keller Williams. She was able to post that on their Facebook. So again, linking. So now she's into their friends, their circle as well. But she's got 5 wellness profiles scheduled from her Lunch and Learn. So congratulations, Lindsay. And then supporting a cause, guys. You know, you're in the community. What is it that you want to support in your community? You know, do you have a favorite charity? Or maybe it's Christmas time and we want to fill the food pantry. But you can really use that and help your friends to, you know, your customers to do that too, and really bring them into that community. And when you bring them together like that, they just don't leave you. And then, you know, back to your Facebook again, this shake is going to make the round, guys, because it's absolutely amazing. So you want to make sure your posts are mouth-watering. So, you know, they're really going to come back and take a look. You know, you're going to get a lot of activity on your Facebook. You want it to be fun. This was us this morning for St. Patrick's Day. Really monopolize on, you know, what it is and what's going on in your area. You know, maybe it's the rodeo or a festival that's coming up. You can name a shake after that, or a T-bomb. And then make everything wow. You know, make them feel like they're going to go out with their T-bomb. Like if you're using superhero names, you know, they're going out with their cape on. Or, you know, we use rock star names. So they're going to go out like a rock star. All right. And, you know, guys, if you really do that, they're going to come back to stay, and they're going to be repeated customers for many, many years to come. So, you know, I know we've been in Zing for quite a while, and almost 8 years now. And so now we're, you know, the families are coming back in now. So back to you, Tanya.
That's awesome. I went and got that sugar-free caramel today for the Rolo. I know Tina was blowing that Rolo shake up, and I was super excited. And part of that is the promotion of it. So definitely gives us something to constantly work toward. And I appreciate everybody that has shared their ideas and their tips and tricks. Okay, so any questions on that section? Dee, thank you so much. Amazing job. Any questions on that section? I know you guys are being really quiet, but anybody have anything to add or any comments?
I know somebody asked for the app name again, and it's WordBoard.
WordBoard, yes.
Yes.
All right, awesome. Thank you for reading those. Okay, so we're going to move into the Wellness Weekend. I'll tell you real quick, one of the challenges that we had in our beginning of the Nutrition Club that we just opened was getting the client from the shake bar to the wellness evaluation room to do that evaluation. And guys, here's the reality is that, you know, we get paid to get people healthy and introduce them to all areas of our catalog in the wellness wheel. And until you have that time set aside, it can be, the bar can be very demanding. And you look up and that's all you've done all day. So we did what we call a Wellness Weekend. Talk really fast to power punch this into like 20 minutes. So I hope you have your pens and paper ready. Let's talk.
Hey guys, okay, so the topic here is how do you convert your bar traffic to a product user at home? And of course there's multiple ways. The end result is you want to be able to educate them on the value of doing a wellness profile with you. Jump on your body analysis machine if you have the Tanita, the Omron, whatever you're using, right? To be able to explain the value of the products and the consistent formation. So what Tanya and I both do is neither one of our clubs are open on the weekend by design, okay? That definitely does a lot for our balance in our family life. It does a lot of balance for our consistency with the club hours and the value of making sure that our team members are at trainings and we don't have running the club as an excuse. And it also adds great value for our clients to have the products at home. Because when you make it too convenient, then they will stay comfortable where they're at. They'll never explore being independent. So our objective inside of the Nutrition Club, this is my phrase, and I'm going to let Tanya roll with it here. My phrase is, just like people eat food at a restaurant and you have food at home, that's exactly what we do. So that's how we support our local communities. We offer our Nutrition Club hours in a supportive frame that helps them with breakfast and lunch during a weekday. And then they're on their own on the weekends, and we're going to help them with that too. So with that said, just to set the stage here on what Tanya is doing, the picture is opened a brand new club in a very warm market of years ago, but a great pre-open plan, great Facebook plan. We saw that, right? Great engagement. and go from 0 to 100 shakes a day inside of 2 weeks. So how do you then have time to do wellness profiles? So Tanya, wellness weekend, let's go.
Right, and I would like to validate too that first of all, I have opened on Saturdays before, and I saw just that they took the product home a lot less. They were content to skip that one day, Sunday, and have that as their cheat day. And so my retail really skyrocketed when we stopped feeding them 24/7. And how I language that to people, because I used to be a school teacher, I tell people, if you skip the weekends, you're skipping 2 days out of the week, and that's 2 times 4 is 8. That's 8 days out of the month. That's a whole week that you're not on the products out of the month, which is basically a 75%. So I don't know about you, but I got beef frenzy when I got home with my report card. That was not acceptable. If you're happy being average, let's just not have the product at home. So I give them.
And I will say there's quite a few clubs that are open 7 days a week. There's
Right.
not a right or a wrong way. It's just been what's fit our style, our personality, our family life, and our commitment to the balance of it all. So we're not saying close on weekends if you're already in that habit. We're just saying this is what's worked for us, and this inside of our structure is how we've created the ability to have the conversation in a very busy Monday through Friday club.
Right. So one of the things we did is we have we called it Wellness Weekend because we have a lot of people coming in, but we don't have a lot of upsells yet because they do not know what the boosters are and how to personalize the program. So we and in starting satellite clubs as well. When we go into any new market, the shake and tea is the meal that we all know that learning to personalize with extra protein and fiber and probiotic is what upsells the client, and it's also what gets them great results and entry points to the product, to taking it home and having a greater success. So we called it Wellness Weekend, have this PowerPoint presentation that literally will go through, we use the Danita scale, and we had them come in, we did it at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock as well. We will only do one from here on out just because the follow-up afterwards. So we do it 1 time a day from here on out on this Saturday. And I would tell them, hey, the presentation's at 10. I'll be here from 8:30 to 10 to run your numbers and to get your information. And then if you have other errands to run, just come back at 10 for the presentation because we are respecting people's time and we'll start straight up at 10 o'clock. And they did that. They got their numbers, they went, and they came back. So introducing to, I'm going to go through this presentation as a presenter and as you are a client, and then stop and pause. So we had all the people come in. Everyone had their own body analysis. They had a sheet of how to personalize their program, and then they had a catalog, and they also got a menu with the boosters on the back. So I just told them that the copy of your menu is your note-taking place. Make sure you have your catalog, your numbers, and we just started. So, just like a lot of you went to Walmart or went shopping and got the mirrors done, you can't go down to the local grocery store and get a new body. This is our only body that we have. We love Jim Rome. He is, tells us, so we all know this is the only place we have to live.
Now, real quick, did you show this PowerPoint on?
Yes, I had the PowerPoint on a big screen TV.
Okay.
And I literally just decided with the laptop hooked up to it and just did what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So some of these I do read, and then some of them I paraphrase. So guys, whether you realize it or not, our body is made up of 50 to 70 trillion cells. And the unique factor is Herbalife owns the term cellular nutrition. And my goal is to help you understand that your body is designed by its creator with its own intrinsic capacity to repair, heal, and renew itself. And we don't cure, treat, diagnose people, but when you feed your body correct nutrition, it has that capacity to renew itself. And how well your cells function, it depends on the quality and the integrity of the new cells that your body creates. So the integrity of the next generation, the next 10 years of your life, depend on how well you feed those cells that are regenerating. And every part of your body regenerates new cells and every part of your body regenerates itself over a period of time. So some take weeks, some take years to regenerate, but I don't know about you, I want a healthy body as I'm regenerating that. So cellular nutrition simply is the strategy to provide the cells with everything it needs at optimum level. And so then the cells can decide, how to put all that great nutrition to work, and it'll take care of itself. And the great thing is, as you guys know, I used to be a teacher. I don't have to create anything. We have the best of the best doctors creating that for us. All I have to do is make sure my product results are on point and that I help you from the heart. Because our company was started from the heart, and everybody that is a wellness coach that really locks arms with their clients runs from the heart. We have a heart to help you succeed, and this is the one thing I want everyone to understand. So I went around the room, hey, what do you do for breakfast? What do you do? And I had them just tell me what they did, and then I asked them, what is the definition for breakfast for you? No right or wrong, guys. What's your definition? Whatever they said, I validated, and I redirected. So I was like, absolutely, breakfast is the best, most important meal of the day. Somebody said breakfast was a Pop-Tart. I'm like, awesome, absolutely. At least you're trying. You want something fast and convenient, right? And so whatever they said, I agreed with it, and then I gave them the definition. Breakfast is breaking the fasting of sleep. And in the morning, what time do you wake up, Mary? Oh, I wake up at 7, okay? And I went around the room. What time do you wake up? Because part of keeping a group's engagement is asking questions and making some kind of joke or something to see if they're listening and they haven't tuned out. You really have to people watch. So they went around the room and gave me the breakfast, told me what time they woke up. All right, Mary, you wake up at 7. Your first shake really needs to be by 8 o'clock. Better within 30 minutes, but breakfast is breaking that fasting of sleep, and we really want you to have that within the first hour. So let's look at what Mary said. She was starting her breakfast with McDonald's in the drive-thru with a biscuit. So in the morning, simple carbs will cause an immediate increase in your blood sugar level, and this results in your body compensating for that extra sugar load, and excess sugar is converted and stored as, and I just pause and wait for them to say fat. So we start on a high, and we have simple refined sugars, and then we drop, and we reach for that soda or that Snickers, the candy bar, the chips to bring us back down or back up. And then we hit lunch, and we go back out and we eat fast food or whatnot. Once this roller coaster is started, it does not stop until the next breaking of that fast in the morning. That roller coaster is what starts type 2 diabetes. And they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that. And so I don't read this whole page, guys. I highlight the majority of the room, and then I'll say, hey, skipping breakfast is what I used to do. I skipped breakfast, I started on a low, and I would eat a cracker and then maybe an M&M, and I would just do this all day and eat one regular meal a day. What we want you to do is start your day with the shake, and I point to the poster. It has all that great nutrition, and it's 114 vital nutrients. It's going to help your body start on an even sugar level, and in this way, your appetite is going to stay in control because your blood sugar is in control, and your body will start to use its own stored fat to gain more energy. And so we're just going to turn your metabolism around. So let's look at your cellular nutrition. So if you open up your catalog, page 7, you're going to see this wellness wheel. And inside of every wheel, there's a center, and the center of our wheel is called cellular nutrition. And this ensures that we get you healthy from the inside out. Most diets are a takeaway. They'll do everything but protein, or they'll do all carbs. There's lots of crazies on the market as far as diets. Ours is not a diet. It's a healthy way of life to where we feed you everything it needs. So Formula 1 is your meat and potatoes. It's your macronutrient. It's a complete balanced meal. Herbalife is the only shake on the market that's a healthy meal, says it right on the label, and that's why one out of every 3 shakes in the world is an Herbalife shake. Formula 2 is your micronutrients. It's your vitamins, minerals, and herbs. So your Formula 2 and Formula 1 cover your basis of what your body needs. And I do explain the reason, and I tell them, here's a little trick on Herbalife's product. If it says 90 tablets in the bottle, you take it 3 times a day. so you have a constant little IV drip in your body going through your body at the right amount of the nutrition that it needs. And the benefit is you feel just as good at 2 in the afternoon and at 8 o'clock at night because you have that constant spaced out nutrition. And Formula 3 is the most important product, guys. I want you to take your catalog and circle Cell Activator. And a circle Cell Activator. Cell Activator helps you absorb. It helps activate your cells into absorption. And then I do go through and explain the villi. And as you liquefy food, these little hairs grab nutrients and run back and feed your cells. So the more damage we've done over the years with fast food and toxins in our body, we don't absorb as a healthy youngster like we once were. And this will help you absorb because we're not what we eat, we are what we absorb. So the formulas 1, 2, and 3 is the key foundation of cellular nutrition. And you might hear us in the nutrition club kind of correct some thinking. You know, a lot of us will lift you up. If you tell me 3 things negative about yourself, I'm probably going to hit you. And that's out of love. And they'll look at me because people are their own worst enemies. So instead of saying, I can't lose weight, and we just redirect their thoughts, guys. So when you change your thoughts, you will change your weight. And it intrigues me sometimes that some of the people that have the most weight to lose are the pickiest about what they're eating. And that's just because they're in that state. So learning to change a person's state and their thoughts is one of the keys. You know, and this is the reason that America is in its in the obesity epidemic that we are, because the typical diet, you know, we have too many excesses and we're deficient of all the great things that we need, like vitamins and water and minerals and protein. So I do go through that. I did share 70% of all doctor visits are diet related. And then once again, I showed the supersized hamburger. Guys, this is what our hamburger used to be. And then look at our youth. Our obesity in our youth is now an epidemic. And this is sad, but I tell them, guys, I remember when I was growing up, I remember 2 kids, Ben Lilly and Lenore Smith, and they were overweight. And the reason we remember them is because they were overweight. And now it's like the shortest stick out if they're at their ideal and they're, you know, they're not overweight. So the shake is a complete healthy breakfast. My kids have been drinking the shakes for a long time. And instead of feeding them the double Whopper and double burger with cheese, you know, let's give them a shake and get some healthy nutrition. And there are tricks on the market. Why do you think it only costs a quarter more to supersize your drink? So educating them on how they got to this point, because a lot of their habits are fast food and supersize. I did take the time to go through that. And then if you haven't gotten a photo, we do want you to get a before photo. And I always joke, guys, I say the same thing all the time. I'm like, make it G-rated, make it something Mama would be proud of. You know, she saw it out there on Facebook, because you are going to change in the next 4 weeks. So let's look at your body analysis. And everyone has their sheet. So let's look at number 1. And what I do is I take the Kanita explanation sheet, and on the right-hand side, I'll write 1 through 10. And then I just explain the numbers. We don't talk about weight. You're going to weigh what you should weigh when you hit your protein. Stay under the calories to remove fat. And let's look at that, okay? So number 2, we want to look at body percent fat. Women need to be 21 to 25% on their body fat. Look at what 5 pounds of fat versus 5 pounds of muscle does. And I will tell you guys, and sidebar, after doing this twice, I had new people download this PowerPoint on their phone, and not that they read everything, but they used the photos and the presentation to feel more confident and more empowered. And that's what people buy, is their confidence. So you can literally have a presentation on your phone to show them and help keep you on track. This is what 5 pounds of fat, you know, looks like in the form of fat, as much as 3 grapefruits and 5 pounds of muscle, 3 tangerines. I mean, look at the difference that looks like in our stomach. And this is the reality of our body percent fat. So once again, we want to remove fat, and let's look at the ramifications or the dangers of that fat. If you are 20 to 25% body fat, you can expect to have, you know, more energy and have a slower resistance to aging. Guys, I'm 50, you know, I love the products, been eating it for 20 years in August. And so if you're 25 to 30% body fat, look at your chart, and they look at their chart, you can expect to have digestive problems, fatigue, circulatory problems, artery pressure problems. So let's look at the next level. If you are between 30 to 40%, you can also have fatigue and all of those, plus you have a high risk of diabetes, cardiovascular illness, and I read those. And if you're over 40%, on top of all of those other problems that you can expect to have, you are in line for diabetes, cancer, heart attack, stroke, and even insanity. And I remember seeing a photo at one of the trainings where they showed a picture of her brain and the body fat of a person's brain that was literally, their brain was squeezing out, crowded because of the fat, and it literally can cause insanity. So hydration, you need half your body weight in water. So let's look at your weight. If you weigh 200 for easy math, you need 100 ounces of water. And I literally have them take out their calculator, or I do this for them and show them 200 pounds. Let's divide your body weight in half. So if you need 100 ounces of water a day, let's look at 16-ounce water bottles. That's 6 of those a day. So your shakes count as water, your tea counts as water, and then we put the water on top of that as well. So teaching them exactly what that looks like, because if I told one of my clients 6 bottles of water on top of 2 shakes and 2 or 3 teas, they feel very overwhelmed. I can increase that water as we go. And then we look at the muscle mass. The muscle is your strength in your skeletal system. It's the steam engine of your body. And science has taught us that you need a gram of protein per pound of lean muscle. So if your number says 105 pounds of lean muscle, you need 105 grams of protein. And then we look at how many calories your body burns a day. Now guys, this will be hard for some of you, but don't count exercise in this number. That's going to be a benefit and help you widen that gap between what your body burns and what you eat. But we want to take off 500 calories off of what your resting metabolic rate is. So if you burn 1,400 calories like I do, we never recommend women eat less than 1,000 calories a day. And I'll show you a trick on your boosters to help widen that gap. But half a pound to 2 pounds a week. So about a pound a week is average with us, because when you lose a pound of fat and it's done correctly, that's very noticeable. Let's look at your metabolic age. This is physically how old your body is feeling with all these numbers in line. So it's not your chronological age. It depends on all of the numbers, your body percent fat. And so we really want you to be as low as possible, at least lower than your age. And then we look at bone density. If you're a woman between 110 and 165 pounds, let's look at this chart. You need at least 5.3 pounds of bone mineral. If people are half a pound below or more on this, then we really recommend that they get on Extra Cal. And I highlight Extra Cal as one of the ways that we are wellness coaches, not just weight loss or weight maintenance. Our catalog, if you look at the catalog, covers an entire wellness area, including heart health, energy. So get with your coach and look at your bone density, and let's look at Extra Cal. And then I also use Extra Cal, guys, as an explanation that Herbalife makes it simple for us because they do the science. Extra Cal has vitamin D and K in it that helps you absorb the calcium. So there are a lot of vitamin stores where people just go and stare and look at the walls and they don't know what to do. Herbalife makes it super simple. That's why you want to get with your coach and look at what you're currently doing. This gives you an idea of bone density and what bones look like as far as healthy and non-healthy bones. So we definitely want healthy bones. And then our stomach fat. Your stomach fat needs to be a 5 or less. Your stomach fat is the melting pot and catching all the toxins for diseases, and it causes excess stress in your heart and your vital organs. And then so your physique rating basically gives us a chart. And guys, I don't spend a whole lot of time on this. It validates their body shape size and where they need to go. So all I say about this is if they're a 2 or a 3 on that chart, we're just going to shave off the excesses and trim down. So welcome to another day, and that was the presentation that we did. Okay, so on that, then from there, I took their how to use the Herbalife program, and we keep it simple. If women need 100 grams of protein a day, then we recommended that all of them do 1 or 2 tablespoons of the extra protein. I took this sheet, we have our boosters on the back of our menu, and I took the boosters, I had them displayed on top of the display where the TV was, and I literally grabbed a personalized protein powder, and I highlighted it. And I said, if you need 120 grams of protein, what's half of 120? And one of them said 60. Okay, awesome. Your 2 shakes should give you 60 grams of protein. What's half of 60? And I made them interact so that their 2 shakes give them half of their daily protein, and that's how we personalize. The other thing I did is once they got through and I went through the boosters, I gave them all a loyalty card because it's what I had on hand real quick, and I allowed them to write down, I said, okay, everybody scratch out Donut Hole and scratch out Prolesta Duo, but write down 2 boosters that you would like to try free for sitting through this presentation and learning how to get great results. And I let them choose 2 boosters for the next week, and it brought them in and it gave them an idea. And it was very fascinating to me, all the different things that people wanted to try, and it wasn't just personalized protein powder and fiber. Somebody did beauty booster, somebody did the probiotic, one lady did the lift off and the best defense. Okay, guys. So, not sure why that is circling, but I'm going to cut that off there. One of the things I wanted to share is we had 8 people show up. We had 7, excuse me. We had 7 people show up total, and we retailed $863 worth of products. And it was, the majority of it was the Formula 1, 2, 3, the PPP, and then some of the targeted nutrition, liftoff, and some of the accelerators as well. So I want to stop at this point because we are a little ahead of schedule and make sure, does anyone have any questions about the Wellness Weekend and the presentation? And if you do, speak up, guys. But one of the things you can know is that you can do this if you're doing your satellite clubs. You can do this presentation in satellite clubs, at shake parties, one-on-one, wellness weekend. It really doesn't matter. It's the fact that you give them a value and what their target goals are and where they're starting at. So anyone else have any questions before we move forward? Anybody have any comments? Okay, you guys are a quiet bunch. Somebody's not muted, but I was hoping somebody had a question if they weren't muted. All right, no questions? Either this is really good or you guys are not taking notes. Okay, I think it's awesome. I love the information that we're sharing. Okay, so we're going to talk about satellite clubs, and we are going to transition over to Heather and Brock and Sam Royal. Let's take a look at.
I am super excited. Obviously a lot of us.
Okay, this is starting. So
are on the call. We're in Oklahoma for the Tulsa Club training, and as soon as I had a conversation with her upline, her name is Nicole Breed, and you guys know who that is, about satellite clubs, I was really excited about it. And then when we got to the training, I was super fired up because Sam Royal, our guest speaker, did like a phenomenal presentation on like how successful hers was going. And so I really wanted I wanted to get you, Sam, on the call so you can kind of go over how powerful the satellite clubs have been for you and walk us through exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, how do we get ours set up and rocking and rolling. So you guys, Sam is a global expansion team member. She's a global expansion team member, and she's from Claremore, Oklahoma, rocking and rolling. So Sam, go ahead and take it away.
All right, guys, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? All right, cool. Yes, I'm Sam Royal from Claremore, Oklahoma. I've been in the business
for 2 years in April. My fiance actually at the time got a phenomenal result and decided he was going to take the business opportunity. I got on board about 4 months later. So so we have actually, we didn't start doing satellite clubs until a couple months ago. So we built our business primarily on the nutrition club model. And so when we started doing satellite clubs, it kind of it was an easy flow for us because we kind of already had a nutrition club model mindset. But that doesn't mean you can't, without kind of having that experience, you can't do a satellite club. It just really enhanced our nutrition club experience. So what inspired us to really start doing satellite clubs was because now that we have 3 downline nutrition clubs, and then I'm an operator for 2 other ones. So what I started noticing was a lot of nutrition clubs sometimes will have a period or 2-hour period or so where there's not as much traffic. And I was just trying to figure out a way that we could put more traffic in there. And so when I heard about this satellite club idea, I thought, well, this is genius because I can go to people. I don't have to count on them all the time coming in. I can go to people. So that kind of is what first started us doing satellite clubs. So the 2 primary things I want you to think about as I talk about how we do our satellite clubs is how we use it is it's to help our current distributors who are already, or either they own a nutrition club or they operate in a nutrition club, and growing their individual businesses along with increasing the membership of the nutrition club. The other aspect is for, let's say, new distributors. It's an opportunity for them to have a similar business as a nutrition club without actually owning one yet. So it can kind of show you what owning a nutrition club would be like before you actually do it. So you can see the potential and the vision for what a nutrition club can do. So while you're thinking about that, kind of figure out who you are. Are you somebody who already works in a nutrition club? Or do you own a nutrition club? Or are you somebody who's thinking about owning a nutrition club? Or do you like the concept of being able to provide individual shakes and teas to customers as a way to attain customers? So if that's you, this is great for that. So what you got to do first after that is you need to decide which model you're going to use. I have 2 basic models of how we use a nutrition club. And when somebody's going to decide to do, a satellite club, how they're going to decide to do a satellite club. One is they're either going to make them at home or in a nutrition club and take them to people. The other model is you own a nutrition club or your upline owns a nutrition club and you're going to, actually, I think I got that backwards. Sorry, guys. Our nutrition club is still open right now. So I don't know what's going on. All right. So yeah, you're either going to make them at home or you're going to utilize a sideline nutrition club, or 2, you own a nutrition club and you're going to utilize it to build your memberships in your nutrition club. That's the 2 models. I hope that doesn't confuse anybody, but essentially the difference is that, let's say you're somebody who's a new distributor or you don't own a nutrition club and there's not one in your area to even utilize. If you're in an area where there are lots of businesses, you can consider making whatever products you're going to serve at a satellite club at home, and then taking them to the location and selling them individually that way. That's a great way to get leads. It's the same concept. You're just kind of using your home as a way to be kind of a nutrition club to then take those products to people. The other aspect would be, okay, you work in a nutrition club and you want to not only build your memberships, but you're also wanting to help find a way to bring people in and plug them into a community. That's the other option, okay? So if you're the person who is going to make them at home, you need to brainstorm then which businesses are in your area and who you could potentially service. So that's vital, because you can't have a satellite club unless there's a place to serve people. So know that like you gotta have businesses and you gotta have a place where there are people in order to serve them. So let's stick with that model first. Okay, so you're the person at home. You need to decide, one, you got to talk to them. So you're going to have to either call them or you're going to have to go to the business itself and talk to somebody who either is in charge. HR people or secretaries are awesome people to make friends with. So go talk to them and ask them, like, how many employees do you have? What are their lunch hours? Like, do you notice that your employees are leaving for lunch, or they have to kind of stay here? So that's vital information too. After you gather those things, those are going to tell you whether or not what kind of products to service to them. So maybe you can do teas, maybe you can do shakes, maybe you can do both. It's going to determine on basically what they need. So for example, one of our satellite clubs is actually to an engineer facility. So there are 200 employees there. There are engineers that work long shifts, so like 12-hour shifts. A lot of them only have like 10-minute breaks. So they're in and out and they want something quick. So serving them teas was very ideal for them because they wanted something that was quick, something that got them energy. And so what we did was we said, okay, well, how many people do you think would utilize a healthy energy tea? And they basically did like a little survey for us. I'm not saying this is what's going to be your situation, but they did basically a little survey that was like, how often do you use like energy drinks? And that was just like a little email they passed around, and we found out that about half of their employees are using some sort of energy drink to keep them going. And another aspect to it was that engineering facility right now, because it's the harvest time, everybody's trying to get healthy and be fit. So they were wanting to inspire their employees to be healthy because it was kind of a tax break for them. So they're like, we are already catering lots of things to make them healthy, like stuff like sandwiches and things like that. So they were trying to find a healthy alternative in order to serve them. So it worked very well. So we decided to do teas. The shakes are a great idea too. It's just a matter of, if you're going to do shakes, I've got a list of things that you're going to have to kind of have a checklist for. Shakes are a little bit more complicated because you've got, you need ice and water and blenders and all these things. So if you're going to choose to do shakes, you've got to be organized and you need to know if there are a place to do them. So here's the thing. If you're at home, then you need to kind of figure out if the business is close enough for you to be able to bring the shakes and teas there with still being a good quality. I can tell you that from my personal experience, I would rather not serve somebody a shake if it's not going to be the best quality possible, because I don't want their first impression of Herbalife to not taste good, because I know they do. So you need to kind of take that into account. If you're that person at home and you're going to deliver the shakes, okay, you're going to take the shakes to them and sell them that way, you need to consider whether or not the quality is going to be good. I will be honest with you and say that I don't have any distributors currently that are using that model where they're making the shakes at home, or they're utilizing a Southline Nutrition Club or Upline Nutrition Club in order to make them and then take them there. I have a Sideline who I've been teaming up with who is doing something similar. So I have a little experience and I can help you with that if there's questions. What I am going to say, no matter what you're doing with satellite clubs, is you gotta have to think outside the box for every single one, because I can give you a set of things that we've done and a list of checklist things, but every situation is going to be a little different. Every business is going to be different. And so you're going to have to take into account what's doable for you. And at the end of the day, always keep it simple. You'd rather have a very effective presentation than try to throw all these products and stuff in there. Like, let's say you're overwhelmed with doing shakes and teas. You may think about just doing teas because they're a lot easier and you're not feeling overwhelmed, and you have a more effective presentation. So brainstorm businesses. You're going to figure out what works best for them. You're going to decide whether or not to do teas, shakes, or both. Another helpful tip of this is how long do you have to make the transaction? So if they've only got 10 minutes, then that's huge, because then you got to be able to get, let's say you're serving 80 people, you need to be able to get those out quick and taste good. Maybe it's only 20, and maybe they have an hour and a half, and they have like a lounge that you're able to just kind of sit in there and let people walk in and out and serve them that way. Like we said, how many people are you catering to, and then what's the layout? So like I said, do they have a room that you can set up in? If you're taking it to them, how are you going to distribute while you're in there? So you're not kind of being a burden to the business. So make sure that you're always accommodating the business and what's good for them, because you want, like I said, it's all about that first impression. I mean, we're really trying to show them what an Herbalife distributor is, what a wellness coach is. We want to be accommodating to people. So if it's, if we've got all this stuff and we're setting up in the business, we're taking a lot of space, we've got to be considerate of that. Okay, so the model we use primarily, which is what I got most of the details on, is a distributor or myself or my crew team. We utilize, we're going on site and we're making the shakes on site or the teas on site. That's the primary model that we're using. There's kind of, like I said, you got to decide whether you're doing shakes or teas, because there's a little bit to each one of those. I've done now 12. We just did one yesterday. So we've now done 12 satellite clubs, and only one of them has been off-site, and that was kind of the sideline one. They've all been on-site. So in the beginning, we did 3 that were done on-site with shakes and teas. It was a very large setup, and it was great. We were able to generate a lot of leads from that. However, I'm not discouraging you from doing this, but it was with 3 people trying to service that particular one. We had 400 employees, and we really didn't know how many people would be coming in and out. So with 3 distributors, with no idea how much we would actually be doing, it was really overwhelming. We did pretty well, but we had like blender set up, and we had ice and water for the shakes and all this product, and then we had the shakes and the tea and the little hot water thing to dissolve it. It was chaos. It was fun. Had a good time. But after 3 of those, we decided it would be best to just do teas, or just do the shakes, not both. So we can really focus on explaining what the products were, and having more one-on-one conversations and not running around like crazy people. So we've done them on site. If you choose to do that, we're going to cover the teas first. So if you're going to do just teas, you need to decide, get an estimate. I was told there were 400 employees, so I prepared for half of them to maybe buy something. Not everybody's going to have, if you're brand new in the business or you're having started the business, really, you're not going to be able to do that. That's why I say you need to brainstorm businesses and figure out what you can do for you, what is accommodating for you, and what you're able to do. So if you only got 20 people and you know you're going to only do teas, you really only need a canister of tea, 1 canister of tea, because the small one only has 30 servings and a big one only has 60. So you know I only need to buy what product is going to fit that. I had the opportunity to be able to have enough product to potentially serve 200 people, so we took it. So there's that. If you're going to do teas, you need to figure out how much tea you're going to need. You're also going to need to figure out whether or not you're going to serve lift-off with it. Once again, same thing. If you think you're going to serve 30 people, you need at least 3 boxes of lift-off, because there's 10 tabs in there. So I hope that's making sense, everybody. You're going to have to figure out how much product is going to service that business. So how we make our teas, everybody's different. You guys are in Texas and probably spread out everywhere. Primarily, our nutrition clubs use, we use pretty much all Herbalife products except for our teas. We use from Abundant Life. We use a stevia flavoring. So it's sugar-free, aspartame-free, and it lets us make really cool flavors. Not everybody has to do that. That's just what we do. And we actually pre-make the teas when we go in gallons. So for instance, when we were doing the 400 employees, we made, I want to say 15 gallons of tea. We made 15 gallons of tea, and I have a recipe for that. If somebody's interested in making gallons up, I do have the recipe. So we made the gallons of tea up at the Nutrition Club. We took an ice chest. We took cups, straws, the obvious to make tea. The first time we went, we didn't take lids. I wouldn't recommend that. You need some kind of lid, because the number one question I got was, do you have a lid? So lids, after 2 of those with buying lids from Sam's, we invested in a $70, it's like a seal machine, because we use like a boba tea. Don't know what that is. It's okay, but it's basically a plastic sealer thing, and it seals the tea, and you poke a straw through it. So that's what's all at our Nutrition Club. So we bought the $70 manual one. It was a good investment on our part. But like I said, that's not necessary. What you're going to have to do is figure out what your budget is, what you're able to do. That includes your product cost and cups, straws, those things. We bought gallons of water. They were like $1, like 99 cents a gallon. So we took that into account. We pre-made all the teas, and we took them to the location, and we served the teas over ice. We sealed them there. And so that's the teas portion. If you're doing shakes, I got a little list. Okay. So if you're doing shakes, the number one advice I can give for this is simplify it. Don't, especially if you're used to a Nutrition Club, don't try to serve your entire menu. That's craziness. Especially if you're in a Nutrition Club where you add like oats or PB Fit of some kind, or any kind of like additives to your shake, that's going to get really overwhelming. The 3 most effective flavors we've used, and we don't ever do more than 3. We've used banana caramel, a brownie batter, which is, depending on what your recipe is, but ours is Dutch chocolate formula, and chocolate PDM. And then we put a little white chocolate stevia, but it's not necessary. Power of suggestion goes a long way with your customers. So telling them it's a brownie batter or to get their mind. So you don't have to add the stevia if you don't want to. And then we just use either a cookies and cream, or if we feel like we should try a fruit flavor, we do like another fruit flavor. We'll do like a wild berry. We call it Bahama Breeze. It's like wild berry and orange cream together. So something simple where there's not a lot going on, and the idea is that you're hopefully only using like 1 or 2 of the proteins, not like you got vanilla protein, you got a chocolate protein, you got the peanut cookie in there too, where you're like constantly opening up canisters. So try to, if you want to stick to just vanilla, that's even easier, especially if you're brand new or you're trying to think about how you're going to do this. Make it simple. You're going to have to do a little numbers. If you're not a numbers person, you're going to have to get with your upline or a sideline or somebody who likes to do numbers, but you're going to have to calculate, okay, if I'm making potentially 60 shakes on site, how much protein do I need, and how many canisters of Formula 1 do I need? You're going to have to look on how many servings are on there if you don't have it mesmerized already. So those are the shakes. Now you can change those up. Everywhere is different. The regions are different. Like if they're more a chocolate person, I don't know. So you're going to have to kind of just feel it out and trial and error a little bit. But those are the 3 flavors that every time we've done one, people have loved them. So, okay, so another thing is, especially for the new distributors, no matter if you're doing teas or shakes, you have to be educated on what you're serving, because you're going to get a lot of questions. The teas, you need to have a quick script. It's a thermogenic tea. It's made with organic black and green tea. It's got some oolong root in there. It jumpstarts your metabolism, and you're probably going to burn 80 to 100 calories. So you have a quick thing to say, because people don't know what it is. And with anything health related, people are usually very skeptical. And so you need to be able to be educated about what you're serving and feel confident in what you're serving. So if it's the shakes, you need to know how many calories are they, because you get that question a lot. How many carbs? I cannot tell you how many times I've told people how many carbs are in a shake. You're going to need to know. Yeah, our basic spill, depending on how you make your shakes, but we make ours with 2 scoops of PDM and 2 scoops of Formula 1 of some kind. So it's 24 grams of protein, it's got 21 essential vitamins and minerals, It's only around 200 calories, and it tastes just like ice cream. So that's what we say over and over and over again in all of our nutrition clubs. So it just rolls off the tongue. So you need to know these things. And also another question is, especially right now, people are really health conscious, so they want to know how much sugar is in it. So you need to know these basic things. And if you don't feel like you can memorize them, it's okay to have a little piece of paper there to help you. So just be knowledgeable about your products. And that's another thing is the less products you kind of take, the less overwhelmed you're going to feel about questions that are going to come up. Let's see. So for both, you're going to need an ice chest of some kind, or you need bags of ice if you're making them on this. Remember, this is about if you're making them on site. Lids, cups, straws, whatever you're going to do with that. Some other vital things. Remember that this is a presentation of your business. So whether you're from a nutrition club or you're a brand new distributor and you're working from home and you're trying to figure this out, like, you need to present this as, this is my business and this is the services that I offer. So you want to have business cards, you want to have brochures, you want to have a way for people to contact you and ask you questions after you leave, because you're not a food truck. You're not just going there to serve some chicken teas and make a little profit from that. You're using this as a tool to grow your business, not only for preferred members, retail clients, but you're also using this as a way to inspire somebody you might come into contact that day. Be like, wow, this is your job. Like, you come and you serve people this and you have a good time. Like, you're going to inspire somebody to maybe want to do that too. And that's huge. So know, like, everything from what you talk about to what you're serving to your presentation on what your table is like is a representation of what their potential business could be and what your business is for your future client. So that's vital. So another thing is you might want to have some products. I call it products on deck, which means like if I'm serving teas and left off together, I'm going to have 2 or 3 boxes and small canisters of tea to sell right then. Because even if nobody buys one, I've got it there just in case somebody says, well, can I get this at home or can I make this here? Yes, and here you go. So you want to have a few things. And I know that everybody's budget is different, and if you're brand new, and just think about that. Your upline is going to be the best person to talk to, but your upline tab team member is going to be the best person to talk to you about kind of where you are in your business. This is how much you have to spend on your business and what budget you can use to grow it. So you don't have to have a ton of stuff, but you want to be prepared, whatever that means. Maybe it's you're only serving 10 people. No, okay, I'm only serving 10 people, but I would like a couple boxes of lift off just in case one of those people wants it at home. Okay, so another thing is we always have a sign-in sheet, whether we make them there and we take it or we're on site. We always have a sign-in sheet. As distributors know, you've got to document your sales. And that's the best way to document what they got and who you document to that person. So a sign-in sheet, something simple as name, email, and phone number. Another fun way, and actually I've never shared this with really another team before, so it's a little tip. I always do a giveaway of some kind. These water bottles are fantastic, or a box of Liftoff, whatever's in your budget. I always do a giveaway. And I have little tickets or something, and they have to write their name, email, and phone number down in order to get entered into the drawing. And so for that prize, and so you've just got the 3 pieces of information that you have to have in order to document that they bought a shaken tea. I've only had, in the last year and a half since we've had to be documented and we've been a requirement to document, I've only had a couple people like not want to give me their information. So it was my fun way of getting it from them anyways. And whether I'm supposed to say that, I don't know, but I got it because they wanted to enter into the drawing. So that's a little fun thing to do if you're having a hard time getting people to sign in. Another thing is, I always, no matter at any salad clubs, I always talk about how I'm a free wellness coach, complimentary wellness coach, whatever wording you want to use, that you can make appointments with me, and I do full body analysis. And if they're interested in an appointment, they need to fill out this sheet right here. So I'm telling somebody what my business is. Like, yeah, I serve shaken teas, but I'm also a wellness coach, and I can customize something for you. So I always have a sign-in sheet if they're interested in doing an eval. Now, I know that there's some new distributors in this, and so if you haven't learned how to do one of those evals, it's vital to any Herbalife nutrition business to be able to sit down with somebody and talk about their goals and where they are. And so if you're brand new, invest in, there's some very inexpensive scales and body fat readers on Amazon that will tell you what's going on, what their weight is, what their body fat percentage is. Get with your upline and have them teach you how to do that. I mean, it's huge. One, for yourself, because if you're somebody interested in Herbalife, being an Herbalife distributor, you've got to be working on your result yourself. So practice with each other. I mean, that your upline is your coach. So teach them as they're doing your body analysis, your consultation on what they're doing, so you can go do that for other people. So invest in there are very affordable scales out there that are portable. You can keep in your car. So if you're not working in a nutrition club, you're able to meet with that person. I've had distributors meet, ironically, at Starbucks to do an eval before. I have literally had a distributor once who met a lady in Walmart. She had just come back from a satellite club. She met a lady in Walmart, and on the way out, she had talked to her. They were talking, and in the parking lot, they did one. So whatever it takes, but no, because it was in her car. So she just thought, well, heck, I'll take a chance. So and that girl's been with her now for like 4 months. So anything is possible. So you're going to want to have a way to make sure that you are being able to offer them that wellness coach service. And then I hope that covered anything. Okay, so here, I have some very important things to remember. We're not a catering service. So what that means is that we do not, like, let's say you contact a business and they have 20 employees and they're all interested in having shakes and teas. That one individual business, let's call it, I don't know, Cell Phone Hut. Okay, so Cell Phone Hut has 12 employees and they all want shakes and teas. The general manager of Cell Phone Hut cannot buy 20 shakes and teas from you, and then you make them, you bring them to them. That's catering. What distinguishes between catering and the satellite club is that you're taking individual payments, you're having a one-on-one interaction with somebody at that location, and you're serving them a shake and tea, and you're taking a transaction there. That's the biggie. Herbalife doesn't allow us to be a catering service. We're technically not even really supposed to call it delivering either. So just remember that you always have to, whether you make them at home and you take them to them, or you're making them on site, you're having it a one-on-one transaction, and you've taken the payment on site. That's what makes you a satellite club. With that, actually, make sure you have a way to do that. And most people use credit cards. So make sure you have let's say you're using a Square account. One of your uplines or silent has used a Square. So get with them who's used a Square before to help you set one up if you don't have it. Or PayPal. Herbalife actually has a partnership with PayPal, and they send you a free reader if you sign up for it on your My Herbalife account. So you're able to take payments through PayPal for debit cards. And of course, you're going to want to have some change if people pay with cash. And before I get into the numbers, just remember, like, this is a tool to grow your business, and also, and whatever that means for you. Maybe that's getting one-on-one clients, support members retail, or that means I'm using this to advertise for my nutrition club. So meaning like for right now, I'm at Eastgate Nutrition. If I call the business now to be able to explain to them, yeah, we are a nutrition club. You can come have shakes and teas with me here. But I want to also let you know that we do have a service where we can come on campus with you and serve your employees shakes and teas. What time would you be interested in doing that? Or what time can I come by and bring you some samples and some menus to show you kind of what we offer? So it's a way for club owners, or even to inspire you all, if you want to be a club owner, how you can use this tool to grow your nutrition club sales and also to grow your personal business on the side too, if that's what you're choosing to do. Let me make sure I covered all of, I probably didn't because I get nervous on these things. So if I'm a little scatterbrained, please forgive me.
You're good. You're good. That was a lot of info, and for sure, like you covered a lot. So we're super excited to hear your numbers.
Okay, so yeah, so the numbers, when I first did the Nutrition Club training, we had only done 6, but we've done a total of 12 now. And let me put this down. Okay, so we have done a total of, look here. Oh, I'll start with this because this kind of, a lot of people have this question. So our cost total for all 12 has been $1,687. I don't want that to scare anybody because I want to show you some vision here. That produced a net profit of $3,136. So we spent $1,600 and we made $3,130, and that includes not only the sales from the individual transactions that we did at the satellite clubs, but it also represents the retail clients that we were able to gain. Doing the sign-in sheets like I told you about, we got 153 leads. This is now total for all 12. 153 leads, and I have contact information for 153 people that I can reach out to and talk to them later. 11 retail clients, 3 new preferred members. Our smallest satellite club did 22 memberships or 22 sales. Our largest one did 116, and then that averages about 52 memberships each time. I'm gonna be honest with you and say it was only about 70 hours worth of work. So a lot, math person, you could take $3,100 and divide it by 70 hours. I'm in on making that much money an hour. So know that everybody's gonna be a little different. I always say, don't overwhelm yourself, start small. So go to a business that you know, somebody you know. Maybe it's the librarian, there's 5 people there. Maybe you can bring 5 shakes and teas to those people at the library. As far as volume goes, let's see. So it's produced, now this wasn't all, I want to clarify, not all of this is only one of them was in my personal volume. And if you don't know what that means, get to the person who's invited you to this call, and so they can explain that. Only one of them was in my personal volume. The rest of it was within my downline and then the one sideline. So this has been volume that's gone into my organization. So supervisors and below, supervisors and 1 senior consultant. So that produced, it's produced 5,265 volume points within the organization. And that's huge. So, and I know if you guys don't understand what that means, it's okay. Stick around and you will. But somebody like me, who's a Get Team member, your average business is about 20,000 volume points. Most people, that varies. But for us, that means 20,000 volume points. And with 70 hours worth of work I did, our team was able to do 5,000. That's a fourth of what I have to do every month in order to receive my bonus. So that made a huge difference for, us, but more importantly, it's really inspired. Now we have a brand new, she's a brand new distributor. She's only been distributing for a month and a half, and when she first started, she's like, oh gosh, I'll never own nutrition club. I don't like talking to people. I don't want to do all that. And we're able to do these satellite clubs with her. As soon as she's able to, she's already been, you gotta be in for a year to own your own nutrition club. But she's already told me, I'm ready. I want to own my own nutrition club. So this is a great way to start small, to really show you what it could be like to impact a lot of people and make some money. Because for her, she makes about $1,500 a month, which is not much. And satellite club, she made $1,200 that month in addition to her $1,500. So life-changing. That's life-changing for some. She almost made what she works in a month, she did in a week. So obviously that's not average. I mean, that's definitely hard work, and everybody's going to be a little different, but I hope that inspires you to know, like, that this is a great tool in order for you to, I really think it kind of revolutionizes direct sales, because you are talking to people face to face, but you're going and providing a service, and it shows them, like, it's just not this person coming and knocking on my door trying to get me to buy something. Like, they offer me a service, it looks professional. And so, yeah, I hope that helps you. If there's any questions, this is what I would love to offer is get with Heather and tell her, like, what your questions are, and then she'll communicate with me. We'll talk back and forth, and I'll be able to answer them. And so that way, also, like, this is a lot of information, and so you can rewatch it, and it's being recorded, so you can rewatch it. But here's another thing, too, is like I said in the beginning, like, every situation is different, every building is different, every business is different, and so if you're inspired to go and do one, let me know what it's like, and I would love, before you do it, to, like, help you brainstorm on what's the best way, because I want you to go confident in going into it. And I'll be honest and say, when I first heard about the satellite club idea, I was like, man, that was scary, because, like, I've never done something like that. But once I got a game plan and my uplines were kind of able to help me figure out how to go do it, it was very simple. So, like, I want to be able to help you guys as much as I can. So if you get inspired and figure out when, like, I've got an appointment set, how do I do it now? I'll tell you, like, how is probably the best way to make your teas, however you want to make them. I'll tell you, like, okay, I'll recommend whether or not you should do shakes and teas, or just teas or shakes, because I want to make sure that you guys are getting the best experience, and so are all your customers.
Yeah, oh my goodness, that was so much information. Thank you so much. I'm super glad you shared all of your numbers at the end. You guys, if you were a math person like I am, and a numbers person, and you get fired up about numbers, whenever she said $3,100 divided by 70 hours of work, that's $44 an hour. Okay, so there's not anywhere else that you can make $44 an hour unless you are a club operator or you're doing these satellite clubs. Okay, so Sam, thank you so much. I know I'm going to have a ton of questions. I already have questions, so I'll send you mine. But yeah, everybody, just get in kind of our group chat and kind of ask the questions that you want to know, and then we'll get back with Sam. And thank you so much. We cannot wait to see you at the Takeover 2.
Yeah.
So we'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Wow. You know what? I was like Heather. I was doing the math on that. $44.28 an hour for doing the satellite clubs. And here's what I know that she would probably say, and this is how I've run. Just go do it, guys, and figure it out as you go, because that's how you learn anything. So, and we look forward to everybody sharing what their experiences are and their tips and tricks. So one of the things I heard was get experience in the marketplace, and every place is different, and know the place that you're going into. So the next, let me open it up. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments on that? No, we are actually launching a satellite clubs as well. The other thing that I heard that I wrote down, one-on-one transactions. And the reason you're doing this is it leads to retail as well, and getting people on programs and the wellness products. So we're going to transition at this time to International President's Team, Rich Palmer, and he is going to cover create the plan for the year and with the vision and plan for growth. So Rich, are you ready to take it away?
Yeah, well, I'm covering actually the marketing plan.
Right. Sorry, that's what. Okay, so you have control.
Yeah. Well, if you take, yeah, thank you. Let go of the controls, and I'll share my desktop.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You bet. Okay. Can you guys see that?
Yes, sir. We can.
Okay. So the marketing plan made simple, and first of all, Rich Palmer, Austin, Texas. Thank you, Tanya. Fabulous job. There's so much information in this Super Zoom, that you guys can take all of this and build your business, expand your business with it, with the wisdom that you've been given today. So thank you. Now the marketing plan, this is a new presentation. Marketing plan made simple, and there we go, it's starting to move now. I'm going to go over it, and I don't want you to think that you have to know it all at the first time through, but what I want you to do is think about this. You are going to be bringing in distributors. The one-eyed man can see. And you don't really. They'll get the by taking this, and we'll put this up on the feed, this presentation, and then teaching it to distributors. All right. With that said, let's begin. So volume points. The Herbalife's worldwide value assigned to each product on which qualifications earn commissions. Documented volume is volume from all profitable sales made to customers or preferred members. And of course, we all know about documenting our volume. But the next one is kind of new for a lot of you. We just, with this new marketing plan, Simple, we're starting to teach about earn base a lot more. It's always been there, but earn base, we're going to spend more time on that today. It's a value assigned to a product in local currency, but here's the key part. What is it used to calculate? Basically everything. Discounts on your personal product purchases. It's how you calculate your retail profits. It's how you'll calculate your commissions, as well as your royalty overrides and bonuses. Now, when I say calculate that, I'm not saying you're going to be calculating your bonus check and royalty check. That'll just come to you in the mail. But you'll see how Herbalife calculated it. They calculate everything as far as you get paid off the earn base. Now, let's look at the steps of a new person coming in, because that's really who you'll be teaching this to. A new distributor can start by purchasing an IBB or IBP super pack. That means they got 3 trial packs. The senior consultant, 35%. How do they get to that 35%? They accumulate 500 documented volume points in 1 to 2 months. All right? And that's a pretty big step up. Now, qualified producer is the next step, 42%. And how do they get that? Accumulate 1,000 documented volume points in 1 to 2 months, or 2,500 in 3 to 6 months, and on their way to supervisor, which is 2,000 documented volume in 1 to 2 months this year only. This is a special pilot year for that. We may not have it next year. We've never had it before in the other 37 years of Herbalife's history. But this year, they cut it in half to 2,000 documented volume as opposed to 4,000. Now, if you go more than 1 to 2 months, if you do it in 3 to 12 months, it's back to the regular 4,000 documented volume. All right? So let's look at senior consultant. That first, how do you get there? And when you see the slide here, you'll see you'll see it's 500 volume points and 35% discount, of course. But how do you get there? On the left, you can do it with your customers. You see there's 5 customers here representing 500 documented volume. Or you can do it, you see on the right, let's say you get 3 customers and they purchase 300 documented volume points. Now you have a couple distributors that you signed up, and they make some sales. They sell a couple $100 worth of documented volume. Now that's 500 between. So you can do this not just with your sales, but distributors you sign up, the documented volume that they do go towards that 500 and go towards you earning that senior consultant. So now, qualified producer is the next step, and qualified producer is, of course, 42%, 1,000 volume documented in 1 to 2 months, or 2,500 in 3 to 6 months. So let's look at the 1,000 volume points in 1 to 2 months. On the left, you've got your customers and preferred members doing 1,000 documented volume, or on the right, your customers, let's say you do 500 documented volume with your customers, and then your distributors do 500 documented. That's 1,000 volume points right there. And again, the key is you can use your frontline distributors because their documented volume counts for you to go up these marketing plan qualifications. Now this, I'm going to go through that. This is going to help you a lot with the earn base. Like I said, a lot of people are new to really understanding the earn base. So we're going to go through this. I'm going to go through the top first, and then I'll show it graphically below that. But suggested retail price on a product, $105. The earn base is 100. Now that suggested retail price 105 will probably sell for 110 because of $5 handling. But now the discounted amount, remember you take it off the earn base, you're going to get 25% off the earn base, which is 25 bucks, right? Your cost, you figure out your cost based on the earn base as well, or actually your cost is discounted from the retail price. So you're taking $25 off the retail price of 105, so it's about 80. But actually when you have to pay shipping and handling too, so it'd be about 85, and you'll see that below. Now your profit is 25 bucks, and we're going to show all that to you graphically here. So you got Herbalife there. Herbalife's where everything comes from, right? Our money and our products. So there you go. That represents, that Formula 1 represents the $105 worth of products, or 110 with handling. Here's you, the distributor. You pay 85 for it because that's your discount plus the $5 handling is about 85 bucks. You pay it to Herbalife. They give you the product. Now the customer is going to give you 110 bucks, okay? And you made a retail profit of 25. So some people, when they ask you, well, if the retail, if someone's paying me 110, shouldn't I make 25% of 110, which would be $27.50? The answer is no, because it's the earn base. The 25% is always factored off the earn base, and you're getting 25% of the earn base of $100, so that's a $25 profit. Now again, just like I said a few minutes ago, if you just got a little bit of that, or if you got all of it, great. But most of us will just get a little bit of it. Just take this when you get it on the feed tonight and go teach your first distributor, this week. Hey, I want to go with a marketing plan with you, and show this to them. You'll get more of it every time you go through it. It takes 15 minutes to go through it. We'll spend a little bit longer today than 15, but You'll spend about 15 minutes through it, and every time you'll get it more. And it isn't that hard. It's just like anything else. You just have to wrap your mind around it, and eventually you'll get it. Okay. Now this, I'm going to bring J.R. George on. J.R., are you available?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So when I did the business, you heard Tina joke about earlier in the Zoom that we used to deal with phones and long distance. Phone charges and fax machines, and I would tell people about business over the phone, and I would have them draw this out. So a graph may all of a sudden, some of you are like, hey, graphs. I actually hate graphs, but I love this graph. This graph is how I build my business. It's not complicated at all. Once you've gone through it a couple times, it'll be super easy for you. So we're gonna act like JR is looking at the business. So JR, hey, will you, and I would just have them write this out, but I know all you guys are working in clubs, so you'll have it written out in front of them. So JR, you see, we're going to show you the marketing plan and how it works with a $100 sale, $100 earn base of products, actually, okay?
Awesome.
So JR, as a distributor, I'm going to show you your discount. I'm going to show you what you'll make and what I will make being a supervisor, okay?
Okay.
So what we got here is, we just went over this. The distributor gets 25, senior consultant 35, 42, 50 for supervisor, but we're going to start with distributor at a 25% discount. So you're 25% JR, right?
Right.
Now, when you make a $100 earn base sale, you're going to make $25. I'm going to make $25. Okay. That doesn't even seem right, does it? You're doing all the work, and I make as much as you. But,
yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so that's where me coaching you and us getting to move on this fast. Usually within a couple of days, we can have someone moving up to senior consultant that actually works the plan that we give them, and that's why we want you to move up. So you're getting more money in your pocket. And I'm going to show you how. Like when I tell you how we're going to do the grand opening this Friday night in the club, why you want to get as many people as you can there, because look at this. Senior consultant, when you get there, you're making 35 and I'm making 15.
Well, I like that better.
Yeah, you're taking a lot more of the profit, which you should. You're doing the work. But you see, by teaching you, I'm making less, you're making more. But the beauty of that is I like it. I want to make nothing off your retail sales. And I'll show you that in a second. As weird as that sounds, I want you to take all the money. So let's qualified producer. When you get there, you're making 42 off that sale. I'm making 8. Looking better, right?
Yep, that's really getting interesting.
Now let's look at supervisor. Supervisor, okay, once you make supervisor, JR, you're making $50. 50% is as high as you get. The number one distributor in the world makes 50%. No one gets higher. I'm making 0 from that sale. Remember I was telling you that's where I want you? The reason is now I can get paid from Herbalife, not out of your pocket. I'm not taking any of your profits from your sales. What Herbalife does is when they made the choice back in the late 70s and they opened up January 1980 or February 1st, 1980, but they made the decision back in the late 70s to do it network marketing and not to build a bunch of buildings and hire a bunch of management and pay for lights and insurances and have staff and pay for advertising, you know, like any brick and mortar type of operation out there. They chose not to do that. They chose to do network marketing. So they thought all the money we would pay for all these buildings and management and lights and insurance, we're going to save up and put in a pot and give to people who train others. We're going to give to them in form of royalties. So I'm getting paid out of Herbalife's pocket, not yours, and that's the way I want it, JR. I want Herbalife to pay me, and I don't want anything coming out of yours. So let's get you to supervisor as fast as possible. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I really like
All
that.
right. So we're doing your grand opening this Friday, and next week you want to go. Let's carve out some time for you and me can go market, and let's get some Facebook posting going, and so you guys see how he's totally into making a plan now, right? Makes sense, right, JR?
Absolutely. I really like this.
Yeah. So now let me show you, JR, how your profits come with the different levels in the marketing plan. Now we just went over how distributor and senior consultant, qualified producer, and supervisor, how you keep moving up the line. But now I want to show you the other ways you get paid, because the beauty of Herbalife is you get 5 levels of income available to you. 5. You know, it's not like most things out there where you get 1, you know, and if you're lucky, maybe 2. You know, if maybe you're a waiter or a waitress, they get a check and they get tips. That's 2. We give you 5. So let's look at that. So as a distributor, I'll show you that first. You just get 1. You have 1 area of income coming in, and it's your retail profit. You don't get any wholesale, no royalty, no production bonus, no vacations. All right. But as a senior consultant, you just opened up a whole nother area of income. As a senior consultant, now you get 10% wholesale plus your 35% retail. And how do you do that? Well, when you sign up other distributors, guess what they're buying at? 25%, right?
Right.
You get the difference because you're at 35.
Well, that's where you was getting the difference a while ago.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So let's look at qualified producer. Qualified producer, now you're getting 7 to 17% because, again, you're getting the difference on all your distributors at 25 and all yours at 35. So depending on where they're at, when they make a sale, you're making 7 to 17% wholesale profit. And that really adds up. I have friends of mine that pay a lot of their bills with simply with their wholesale profit. It's phenomenal. And now, JR, let's look at supervisor. So supervisor, we say the world opens up to you in Herbalife, the marketing plan opens up to you at supervisor. At supervisor, you're not only getting the 50% that we just described, you're getting wholesale 8 to 25%, depending on where your team members are at, as you're helping them move up the marketing plan. You're getting the 5% royalty on the first 3 levels as your team builds, as they become supervisors and they build. You have the ability to get a production bonus of 2%, 4%, 6% as you get to the next levels in the marketing plan. And you get the ability to work towards vacations. You have to qualify, but every earn-based dollar you do, you get a point towards the vacation. And at a certain point, you know, all those points add up. A lot of people, thousands of people are sending Herbalife vacations, and they're fabulous. We're going to Punta Cana in June. and off that. So it's fabulous. Does that make sense, JR?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. I guess I've got a lot more questions, but right now everything looks really, really good.
All right. Well, JR, thank you. And guys, you had an understanding of how I went through that with JR, and he said he had a lot of questions. So I would say, JR, so you can just pull up this marketing plan made simple PowerPoint and go through it with him. But these two slides that I just showed are how I presented the marketing plan all the time in my first year. And I taught my team, and we soared. We did very well because it made it so clear. I'm telling you, this is powerful. Okay, thanks again, JR. So let's look at what it takes to become a supervisor. Of course, you got to go through the levels. You purchase an IVP to become a distributor. You document 500 volume points to become a senior consultant. You do 1,000 documented to become a qualified producer over 1 to 2 months, or 2,500 in 3 to 6 months. And then supervisor, 2,000 documented volume in 1 to 2 months, or 4,000 documented volume points in 3 to 12 months. You work out a plan with your team member to get that done. And then the ability to get the royalties is phenomenal. Here's just a graphic illustration. Now it says up to 5% because when you do your 2,500, that's a number you want to remember. Write down. We're going to get into that later, how important that is. When you do your 2,500, you have the right to get your full 5% royalty, and you get that on 3 levels deep. Okay, so let's look at hypothetically we have a supervisor named Mary, and we're gonna give you an example of getting your 2,500, because that's where the marketing plan opens up to you, because you get full 5% royalties and so on, and a lot of qualifications have that based into it. So let's show you how to do 2,500 in a hypothetical example. There's 3 things you get to add up to achieve your 2,500, and that's customers, preferred members, downline distributors, and their customer sales. And these are downline distributors that are not supervisors. So this example has $600 coming from your own personal customers, documented volume, $600 coming from your preferred members, and $1,600 coming from your downline distributors and customer sales. That all adds up to $2,800 documented volume. Potential profit on this earn base is $700 to $1,000. And now World Team is doing 2,500. Remember I said 2,500 is a key. 2,500 4 consecutive months as a fully qualified supervisor. So after you're qualified, 4 months in a row, and you are World Team. There are 2 other ways to get it. You can do 10,000 documented volume points in 1 month, or 500 royalty points in 1 month, and you get World Team. So if you look at this slide, what we covered distributor, covered senior consultant, success builder, qualified producer, supervisor, and World Team. Now active supervisor, you see that's basically 2,500 3 months in a row. So 3 months in a row, and your active supervisor, it's a big step. It shows you have consistency, and then 1 more month and your World Team. And you see active World Team, we're going to get into that in a minute here. So how do you do it? Well, you do it by building a team. And back to Mary here. Mary has a group of people here that you sign up as distributors, and that's what it's going to look like. You're going to have a bunch of people from all walks of life coming in, signing up as a distributor, and then you're showing them the marketing plan. And this next slide shows 3 of those go supervisor. Now, we know the worldwide averages are much higher than what we showed here for 38 years, but we always try to downplay and under-promise and over-deliver. But in this characterization, 3 became supervisors. All right, and so when you take the next step to active World Team, you need supervisors. You need supervisors to go to active World Team. Remember, World Team, you can qualify 3 different ways, and 2 of those ways just involve your personal effort. The one other way involves you having a team. Well, active World Team, you have to have at least 1 supervisor, because the bottom qualification there, 500 royalty points in 1 month, means your team did enough business that you made 500 royalty points, which means you got a 500 royalty point check. The one above that is 5,000 documented volume in 1 month. That's you doing the documented volume, or, you know, it's personal production. It can be your distributors, your preferred members, and so on. And then 2,500 documented volume in each of 4 consecutive months. So basically, Active World Team is doing all 3 ways of qualifying for a World Team over a 6-month period. And so, and you get a one-time $500 bonus. You get that pin that you see. And most importantly, you get extra training. Usually, not always, but usually at the extravaganza, there's an extra Active World Team training that takes up the morning. And, you know, it's everyone that goes there thinking, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I made Active World Team. This training was fabulous, because they teach you at a high level. They know you already have a team, and they're going to teach you the next steps to get to the next higher levels of the marketing plan. So let's back to Mary, Active World Team. Again, we're going to show you what the 10,000 volume points looks like. Now, I'm going to show you 3 levels, but Mary could do it if the girl on the left there that did 1,800, if that girl did 10,000, that would count. It doesn't have to be 3 levels of people, but you can use all your supervisors on your first 3 levels as long as it totals 10,000. Now, I know that the tab team members on here, you know, World Team, you might be thinking, well, what about the uplift factor? Yeah, it's even better than what we're showing here, but the uplift factor changes. So Herbalife says just stick with these amounts, but it's actually a little bit less with the uplift factor. So again, we always over deliver and under promise. And so there you go. I know some of you will be asking about that or thinking about that. Now, Get Team. Get Team is, here's Mary. Now, Get Team is 20,000 in your team 3 months in a row. In this example, Mary has 4,000 in her first line, second line 10,000, third line 6,000, total 20,000. Supervisors underneath her, 3 levels, and there you go. She has her first kind of Get Team. You do that 3 months in a row, and you're Get Team. And that means you're eligible for a 2% production bonus. You do a little more documented volume personally to earn that. But it's fabulous. It's a 40% pay raise. You think about from 5% royalty to now you're making 7%. That's a 40% pay raise. Get Team members do very well in the company. Millionaire Team. Millionaire Team. Here's Mary again. Mary's growing. Now she's got 18,000 in her front line. She's got 27 in her second line. She's got 35,000 in her third line. 80,000. 80,000. Now, when she does this 3 months in a row, she gets to be called Millionaire Team, and now she's eligible for a 4% production bonus. So now she's making 9% when she does the extra. She does a little extra when she does the extra documented volume. A little over 2,500. It's actually 3,000 to get your earnings as a Millionaire Team. But now 9%. It's a fabulous income. Millionaire Team members. We're not going to get into incomes, but they're staggering. They're very high. They live very nice lives. President's Team, okay? Mary's building. She's got 25,000 in her front line now, 75,000 in her second. Her third level, 100,000, 200,000 3 months in a row. Now she's eligible for 6% production bonus, and she's eligible for that just for doing the 2,500 personal total volume herself, documented volume, and she can collect on that 6% production bonus. And these are the top 1% of the company, just living fabulous lives, having the quality time with their families, income out of control. It's fabulous. So now let's look at what we covered. We covered the basic steps that a new person looks at: distributor, senior consultant, successful or qualified producer, supervisor, World Team. And then we start making the bigger money: global expansion team, Millionaire Team, President's Team, and above that is Chairman's Club and Founder's Circle. And here's the slide I'm going to end with. This is new. This is very exciting. Because of documented volume, we could look deeper at what distributors are actually making. So let's look at first-year distributors in Herbalife. And this is last year, June. to September 2017, about 45,000 U.S. distributors ordered products for resale from Herbalife, and about 40,000 of them earned money from their sales and sales of those they sponsored. Here's what they earned in a typical month before expenses. So 50% of first-year distributors may earn more than $95 a month. You know, that gets, you could take the family out downtown for dinner, you know, for that. It's nice income, $95 a month. Okay, top 10%, 740, top 1%, 2,690. These are first-year distributors. Now look at this, all other distributors, 30,000 of the other distributors that ordered last year, 50% earn more than $305. We've all heard that $500 would stop most bankruptcies. You know, $305 a month for all other distributors. People are making money in this business. The top 10%, $3,450. Top 1%, $14,175. So you know, the results are there. The products work. The marketing plan pays. This is based on documented receipts from June to September 2017. So you can use this to say, hey, you know, here's what the average person's making. What would an extra $95 a month mean to you? I mean, if I gave you $95 right now, would you just hand it back and say not interested? Of course not. An extra $95 a month is nice. But now look at, you know, the other 305 is what the average person past year earned. And then, you know, we all know when you put your sweat equity into it, you can move as fast as you want in this company. We're not going to get into details because legally we can't say the income that the top earners make. That's crazy enough. We're told by Herbalife, the government said you guys make too much at the top levels. You can't say your income. But some of those people are hitting that income pretty fast, and it's all based on your effort. And so that's the marketing plan. Thanks for having me today, Tanya. I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rich. Amazing, guys. You know, the chance that we have to take our future in our own hands, our work ethic, commit time like this on a Saturday to refine skills. I want to tell you, first of all, next Tuesday or this coming Tuesday, we will not have a call. So we have a group that is going, and we'll be bringing back some amazing information. But we definitely want to give gratitude. Thank you, Tina White, Heather and Brock Stickler, Rich Palmer, Sam, D. George. Thank you so much for pouring into each and every one of us to help us get better. Guys, you have an amazing weekend, and we look forward to seeing you all on the next call. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Rich.
Bye.